I sailed the ship of Theseus and swear upon this tale our voyage was continuous and wore out every nail. I sailed the ship of Theseus and swear she never sank, but the voyage was so arduous we swapped out every plank. I sailed on Captain Theo's ship, she never sunk, I swear. But by the 5th year of our trip, no starting piece was spared. We hailed it Captain Theo's ship, for it remained at his command. But by the 5th year of our trip, another ship was in our hand. The hale and hearty shipping hands would flourish through the captain's care. For every year the voyage spanned, the mariners would work their share. The hale and hearty men on deck would all remain with Captain T. All through the trials of the trek they'd keep him in good company. The hearty crew began to age, and one by one left Captain T. Each man departed with his wage to trek across the grey line sea. Departing crew would go away, and younger men would take their place. As T would trek the sea of grey, the lines of age crept up his face. With each departure of his crew, another younger man would start. The captain's trek was nearly through, the grey had rooted in his heart. With each departure of his crew, a younger man was picked. The captain's days
Oh, I forgot about that. My bad, gentlemen. Hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight. We are unfortunately burdened by some very heavy news coming out of the SIG Sour camp, which seems to never stop. So it's going to be a little bit more of a heavy episode because the thing that never happens happened again. So before we get into that, though, Dank, how's your night going?
Told it ended.
Oh, pretty good. It's my day off today. I went shooting, did a little bit of pistol shooting, did a little bit of rifle shooting. It was pretty fun.
Fantastic. Logan, I heard you had a shooting accident, but not the SIG kind.
No, just dry firing, smashed the piss out of my finger, ripped a chunk of my nail out.
Broken nail. Ugh. Worst shooting incident to ever happen. Richard, how's your night going, man?
Yeah, it's been a rough weekend. Ended up with 2nd-degree burns on my hand, so good times.
Was it firearm related? I also have a firearm incident this week. Yesterday, when I was shooting out with Spaz and Josh, I got a blood blister, a burn blister on. Where's the camera? It's over there. I got a blood blister on my index finger, so that was fun.
I was just being a big dummy, and I grabbed right a hold of a hot exhaust that was like 1,200 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I think Independent Arms has the real story. Jake, how's your night going, sir?
Night is going great. I'm playing Battlefield 1 right now, and I guess I have bug bites on my legs. That's not really a huge injury, but I just kind of feel left out right now.
Quite annoying.
So,
That's comparable to 2nd-degree burns.
Can I reliably infer then every time you mute the mic, you're yelling racial profanities at minorities online?
100%.
Okay, perfect. Alex says, my SIG is at my FFL and I'm picking up tomorrow. I'm getting a life insurance policy with it. At this
Probably should have
point,
gotten that life insurance policy a couple days ago.
You know how SIG has done the collaboration with tattoo artists and with different... They need to do a collaboration with a life insurance policy. I think that could actually boost sales.
That would be funny.
I think something could be worked out.
I don't think much could actually hurt sales at this point any worse than what's currently happening.
Killing people.
Yeah,
in the wrong way.
This has only happened twice. Come on.
Yeah, the life insurance, maybe they'll partner with Life Alert, get a bracelet and a handgun. Yeah, I like the idea.
Well, this is one of the versions of this story that was sent to me today that I posted on Instagram, and that blew up, and everybody has been posting and reposting this, as I am one of the depositories of SIG information online. And even right before we started this stream, a new couple tidbits were sent in. So there's going to be some things that nobody else has because it is quite literally hot off the press, unfortunately. So starting off, this is the story that we have it so far. I have a much longer redacted version that I can't share for sanctity of the source, but this is the one that is public. A security forces desk sergeant took off his Safariland holster with the M18 pistol still inside by unlocking the QLS fork and placing it on a table. The SIG went off while still in the holster, hitting the sergeant in the chest and killing him. This happened on July 20th, 2 days ago. Next of kin has been notified. The serviceman's name will eventually be published after all of that has gone through. It is currently under investigation by the, I forget the exact name of it, but the Air Force Command, because it happened at their facility. The FBI is also running another investigation on it because of where the incident took place in a nuclear facility. After the incident, the commanding general of Air Force Global Strike Command ordered a pause on all use of 18 pistols. The investigation is still ongoing. Thoughts on that, gentlemen, before we move on?
Incredibly sad. I mean, a guy lost his life. There's not much else we could say that we already haven't said. But yeah, pistol went off on its own, killed a guy. To my knowledge, this is the second time it's happened, and it's just unfortunate and avoidable.
Right. So,
yeah,
as you mentioned there, I do want to touch on that real fast. So, this is the one that people aren't going to be able to get away from. There was another incident, allegedly, where the family is suing for wrongful death because a father was cleaning his gun or was walking around with his concealed carry downstairs in a basement, shot himself in the groin. They're claiming that the gun went off on its own. SIG would say that he mishandled it, right? Whatever the real story is there. And they're suing for wrongful death. So, but that has a lot of leeway in it because there's no witnesses. Yeah, you know, it was a regular Joe carrying around his gun. This allegedly has witnesses, possibly might even have camera footage to go along with it, which will all be overturned in the investigation. This one's not going to be able to get away from. So this is the one.
I imagine there's multiple angles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the first thing I thought when I heard of this was my buddy, because I have a buddy who does Air Force security forces, and I have had a conversation with him about the SIG, and he was like, I don't really think it's an issue. And I heard this, and I was like, I need to figure out what base this was, because it freaked me out a little bit, but it's honestly extremely sad, and it should not happen. There's no excuse as to why this happened at the end of the day.
No, it's just such a, I think I posted this to X, but just such a waste of life. I hope that the family makes this the most expensive M18 in history. Most expensive firearm in history, sorry. Because there is a really sad angle to this, that the US government, the military, doesn't particularly care about the individual all that much, but this is going to be a major incident, a SIG-cident, and a lot of money attached to it. A lot of money attached to it for the death of this serviceman. And I hope his family gets all the money in the world for this, because there's nothing to replace for it. But because of that monetary incentive, there is going to be real change, which is why I think this is the one. This is the one that takes SIG down.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because before it was, well, just a random guy, but now it's going to be, hey, did you hear about the SIG that killed the Air Force commander, strike commander, or the Air Force sergeant? Or like, that's going to be significant. That's going to get spread around to all the gun stores and stuff. And with the other lawsuits that you mentioned earlier, for people who don't know, the family is also suing the FFL. The FFL is named in the lawsuit as well for transferring him the gun. So
right, I don't know how much you could do that. Again, all condolences to the family of the father who died in that situation, but I don't know about suing the FFL. That doesn't seem logical to me personally, because then you could sue every FFL on the planet for selling a P320.
Do we know is the Marine Corps still
They're under
do they still have
investigation.
the temporary order in place for the condition 3 or whatever it was?
That was the recommendation, but they are still going through with their and what they call it, an engineering review. So that is still ongoing.
Yeah, I would imagine this will add a little bit of it'll add a little bit to that, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to show you guys this, because I brought my competition setup, which is a terrible setup, but I did bring it with me to Washington State. So this is what they're talking about when they mean a QLS fork. So literally this holster will just unclip from your actual belt attachment. So you can take this off and then just set it wherever, allegedly with the gun still inside, probably a Safariland holster, which SIG has already blamed in the past. So I would not put it above them to once again blame the holster set on the ground. I don't think that they would be above that sort of thing. But I also was sent the full memo from the command there, Department of the Air Force. We'll go ahead and read through this and their recommendation, because this, to my knowledge, is the first time that the M18 has actually been fully decommissioned, taken off of every single person, basically, because of this incident, which does lead some credence to its validity. So, memorandum for all Air Force Global Strike Command personnel. From this gentleman, subject, immediate pause of M18 modular handgun system, MHS operations. Action item number 1, immediate action required, effective immediately. All personnel in AFGSC will pause use of the M18 MHS for all operational and training activities until further notice. It's done. Not even training. This pause will remain in place until completion of ongoing AFOSI and safety investigations into a recent incident at F.E. Warren Air Force Base. Wing commanders and DFCs will arm personnel with the M4 rifle in place of the M18. Interim procedures until further notice. Wing commanders and Defense Force commanders will issue M4 in place of the M18, ensure continuous mission capability during this time, and then ask them for supplemental guidance if they have issues outfitting everybody that had an M18 with an M4, because obviously this is going to change all military, police, or any personnel that would be issued a M18. Well, they're now going to be carrying a full-on M4, which is a better way to go in the first place. Could also have swapped in a Glock 47 or 19 or 19X, but
I mean, I think it's
I
about
digress.
what they have on hand.
I know. So that's why they went with the M4.
Yeah.
Ongoing coordination. Staff is actively collaborating with Air Force Security Forces Center and HAF A-4S to conduct a comprehensive review, develop appropriate corrective measures, and establish a timeline for resolution. Inspection requirements. Combat arms personnel will conduct 100% inspections of all wing-assigned M18 weapon systems using Technical Order 11W3-4-32 and additional supplemental inspection guidance in development by AFGSC-/A3. Yes, sorry. Way too many letters and numbers strung together. Wing commanders will confirm implementation of immediate action procedures within 24 hours of receipt. This was published yesterday and hit the internet today. And this is Thomas Busseri, General U.S. Air Force Commander. So it is over. It is done. The M18 is big gone for the moment.
For now.
And everybody is carrying M4s.
Yep,
So this
straw
is
that broke the camel's back.
And so if you're not familiar, So this is, you guys can see this, right? Okay, perfect. I have to make sure because I only have one screen here. So this is the 90th Missile Wing confirms airman fatality Sunday at F.E. Warren Air Force Base, which I believe is also a nuclear facility, if I am not mistaken. So an active duty airman assigned to the 90th Security Forces Squadron 90th Missile Wing died on base while on duty early morning Sunday. The incident is currently under investigation by Air Force Office of Special Investigations, FOSI, and appropriate base authorities, according to a news release from the base. The incident is isolated and there is no threat to the base or community, the release said. No further details are being released at this time to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation. We are deeply saddened by the loss of a valued member of our mighty 90 team, Colonel Terry Holmes, 90th Missile Wing Commander, said in the release. Our thoughts and heartfelt condolences are with the airman's family, friends, and his fellow defenders during this incredibly difficult time. The name of the airman is being withheld until 24 hours after next of kin notification in accordance with Department of Defense policy. Additional information will be released as it becomes available and appropriate according to the release. And this is, again, in Wyoming at the Warren Air Force Base. Let me put that back up on screen for everybody just rolling in. So, again, the incident alleges from this inside unnamed source that the security officer, the desk sergeant, took off his Safariland holster with M18 pistol still inside by unlocking the QLS fork and placing it on a table. The pistol then went off while still in the holster, hitting the sergeant in the chest and killing him. So this is death of an airman by his sidearm, completely uncommanded. That is the allegation, and they are pausing all operations with the M18.
Yep. I mean, it only takes one really bad scenario for everything to fall apart, and this might be that scenario.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the harder one to get away from. Now,
the worst part about it, once again, is that this did not need to happen. Like, it was preventable. And people have been, like, even other government agencies have been bringing this to the attention. Like, it is a known issue. But there are still a lot of people out there who are saying it's not an issue. It's like the don't believe your lying eyes thing. And I wonder what is going through those people's minds. I'm very curious.
Well, I think that SIG is going to have to be all over this investigation. Unlike the FBI investigation where they denied the request to be part of the investigation, I don't think that's even possible here, considering it's their contract. Now, unless somebody has anything to add to that, I do want to get to the new information that was just shared just a few minutes ago.
Go ahead.
Okay. So allegedly, the incident took place. Let me pull it up again. The incident took place in the weapons storage area where nukes and critical components are stored. Yikes. So this happened
Not the best place for that to happen.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I imagine this was in a safe location for him to take his handgun off at a proper spot in this storage area. Unfortunately, because this is nuclear base, it happened around very, very sensitive items. Which just a firearm going off on its own in this area, probably not a good thing.
Not ideal.
Of course, killing someone, yeah, very, very unideal, 100%.
Yeah,
and so I've been reached out after this went live this morning. I've had no less than, well, basically every branch of the military other than Space Force sending me things, individuals from these branches sending me things about their own internal investigations because of this happening. So different people are doing like, hey, we're now recommending our own internal changes, or we're like, I just saw another one leaked from a Telegram chat for this group that's doing a thing, being like, hey, what do we do about this situation that just happened? So this is going everywhere. Every single person that's involved in this, every single military person knows that this is now a problem. This is the one that's going to go, for lack of a better term, nuclear.
Yeah. Even my I have one friend who was a SIGger defender, and even the most staunch SIG defender I know personally is now starting to realize the severity
Starting
of
to
this
notice.
situation. Yeah.
Slowly they begin to notice.
Yeah, begin to wake up to the problem at hand, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it couldn't happen soon enough.
Yep.
Indeed. Okay, I'm going to try and log into my account. It's going to take me a minute to do that. But we are going to get the full... go through all of the comments on that post because there's a lot of interesting things have been said. Andy Cody, over an hour before the stream started for $5, says, congratulations to Protraband and others who did the heavy lifting when federal, state, and local organizations failed to do so. Yeah, I mean, you could say that there were prophets of doom and gloom foretelling of the end times before it actually happened.
He's who for his first video on the 320 was put me over into not trusting them initially, because I remember back years ago. First, it was just the whole drop safe issue and everything, and I didn't have any 320s, so but I was kind of more in the camp of so it's overblown or whatever.
Right.
And then, remember correctly, it was Genghis Khan's video, him at the Steel Challenge match. Wrist above shoulders, bang, goes off, and thankfully hits his knife, skates off to the side. That first started sneaking those thoughts of like, oh shoot, these things may actually not be good. And then all of Protraband's videos came out. It's like, okay, this thing is seriously bad.
There's definitely been a slow build of evidence throughout the years that just is more and more damning as time goes on.
Yeah, it's just building more and more and more, just becoming an absolute cacophony.
I mean, honestly, that Genghis Khan video, I know what you mean, but that Genghis Khan video probably should have inspired more change than it did.
It definitely should have.
Because that was years ago.
Yeah,
years.
And unfortunately,
2021?
And he posted it well after the incident happened.
He did. Yeah, because he worked, I think he contacted SIG as well.
Correct, and they sent him.
Well, SIG did not. Yeah, SIG didn't fix the problem. Well, they offered him a 320, but then he was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And then they gave him a 226 instead. But that's what I dislike. It's like, instead of fixing the problem, they offer you a replacement. And for me, like when a company sends me a bad product and then they're like, oh, we'll just replace it for you. It's like, I'm not interested in a replacement. I'm a retard.
Fix your garbage.
I care that you're giving these to other people. You know, it's like, and they depend upon them for their lives or in a competition or in a match or to defend U.S. Air Force bases. You know, it's like, maybe just fix the product. I'm not really interested in the replacement. Who cares?
You've already lost all the trust in that company / product at that point.
And at the very least, they replaced it with an actual good gun. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a M4 than a P320. I don't know about you guys.
Real.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Vintage, hope you're having a good night. Good sir. Huge Ass for 5 says, in before SIG blames the holster, the deceased airman, anti-gun grifters, and climate change for their faulty POS going off again. I mean, we're 25 minutes into the video, so I think I can cuss. But one inside source used the term SIG is omega fucked. So I think that this is the big one. They're gonna have problems from this. And yeah, blaming the airmen, good luck with that. Subarctic Psycho for 2 says, but were his arms crisscrossed applesauce? We're gonna have to get a DJ Shipley check on that. I know, but I mean, hey, that's what they said. It's never happened.
It is what they said. Yeah. Sitting on a table, though, that's wild. I'm assuming it happened when it was put down on the table.
Well, so I know some people were theorizing, like, how does this actually happen? And I've taken my gun off of my belt on a QLS fork and set it down. Right now, probably not necessarily the totally proper function. Like if you're going to be taking the gun off, it probably should be cleared before you set it down right. That's irrelevant. You should be able to set any loaded gun down on a table in a holster and expect it not to go off. Right. So even if, you could say, oh, well, he didn't follow the 4 proper rules and he violated this principle or this procedure, it's irrelevant. Gun should not go off and shoot yourself or somebody else.
Yeah,
Right.
the way the firearm safety rules are, usually you have to violate quite a few of them before something like that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so
usually
with
the guns don't
with
go
any
off
other
on their own.
right, with any other firearm, you can point it at somebody. You can violate that rule and expect it not to go off.
Mhm.
Usually something has to happen to the trigger specifically for the gun to go off, or the hammer specifically.
Which I understand the expectation. Like, okay, if I'm going to take it off, I might as well leave it in the holster. It's secure. It's probably better than pulling it out of the holster and setting it down on the table, just because the trigger is not accessible. So that makes sense, I suppose. But that just shouldn't happen. It should not go off. That's just like bottom line.
Yeah.
You guys sound like a bunch of engagement hacking grifters right now.
I know.
Well,
It's
we
bad.
do have a couple defenders, so I don't mind calling these people out. Freed Green Millserp says, why would an officer need to carry one in the chamber? That's not in a war zone.
What a gay
top
guy.
comment
That is such
is-
cope, dude.
Yeah,
That is
I know.
horrible.
But here's the thing: people instantly BTFO them, and they're like, "Security forces, United States Air Force, always do." More Stiger shilling, true. Every other modern handgun can be carried with one loaded in the chamber. Cope harder.
We are not
Stiger.
in Israel for the last time.
Well,
Yeah,
Let's see.
again.
Does this happen with Glocks? No.
No
Does it happen
Israeli
with
carriers.
MMPs? No. Does it happen
Yeah.
with CZs? No. Does it happen with Walthers? No. Does it happen with HKs? No. I'm noticing a pattern here.
Does it happen
Yeah.
with Nambus? Occasionally.
Yeah, a gun
Yeah,
that's like 100 years old.
Blackbeard Actual says that's really the question you came away with. That shows the mindset, right?
Yeah.
To instantly defend a product.
I
Not
gotta defend
concerned
my
that, hey, a
brand
man is
slash
dead.
purchase.
Gabriel Baker 5 says death penalty for anyone knowingly giving soldiers faulty and dangerous equipment. That goes for SIG and the military procurement boards. Unacceptable. I think that there's an argument to be made that if the P320 M17 M18 were actually good, I wouldn't care that SIG was underhanded in getting the contracts. Like I wouldn't really care, But it's the fact it's almost poetic that they do all this underhanded crap to get the contract, and it's a POS that comes back to. Unfortunately, it doesn't harm them other than financially. It legitimately, allegedly, harms other people.
Backdoor deals that end up in soldiers dying.
Yeah. Art Vandalay for 5 says the name of the airman isn't being released. Ozzy died today. Coincidence? ? Yeah, I did hear
Rest in
about that.
peace.
Ozzy did in fact die today. 76 years old. Crazy run for the amount of
I
drugs
would
he did.
say that's a good long life considering the field that he was in.
Bats,
Yeah.
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 Bats could finally rest easy.
Yeah, but really
Yeah.
rest in peace to that airman. So the thing with that is somebody pointed this out to me, how much money the family gets because of an active duty death or something like that. And again, I'm not in the military. I was never in the military. I don't know the exact terminology for all this, but I know that the family is going to be compensated to a high level if they don't choose to pursue additional legal remedies to this problem. So I know that the family will be taken care of, which is a good thing. Huge ass for 2 says, "What's up, my Siggers?" We need that audio clip. We should probably put that into StreamYards. Thank you, Huge ass. Oh, yeah, Huge ass also brings up another retard that I saw. For 5 says, imagine wearing a chain into an MRI. Self-correcting problem if I've ever heard of one. Yeah, didn't that guy wear like a heavy metal chain of some sort into an MRI and it like choked him to death or something?
I thought it was a 20-pound like weight training chain that kind of just like sucked him in all.
Yeah, I
quick,
don't think it
like,
choked him. I think it like split him in half.
yeah. Don't wear chains into the MRI room.
I know
don't
that's not that. That's
shouldn't have to
unlike
say that.
unlike
but,
carrying your issued P320. That's a big own on yourself. That's a little dumb.
Yeah, I had seen the story where the cop carried his duty weapon into an MRI and it sucked against the wall and shot him. That was an interesting one, but I didn't see this one with the chain.
A week ago, I sent you, Focus, the other MRI thing that we did not pull up on stream for very good reason.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Which one was
I
that?
know what you're talking about.
I
With
don't
very
even
little
wanna say it.
explanation.
I don't
Yeah,
even want to say it. It's
Real
bad.
quick.
Don't
If you
put
know, you
things
know.
inside of you that are metal. It's not a very good plan.
Focus, check private chat real quick.
Fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Mitchell Blackford 2 says, please make the sea shanties stop. I'm sorry. The sea singing shanties by machines will continue until morale approves. Chud McGill for 2 says, unk ah music. Yeah. What does ah mean again? What does ah mean?
Ass, I think.
Unk ass music?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's what the kids. It's what the kids say these days.
But
Don't worry about
it's
it,
the
John.
same. It's the same letters as ass. Why not just say ass? It's the same
Yeah.
syllables.
I don't know.
Because don't ask me. Who knows what these kids are thinking nowadays?
It's
But that
it's
was
censored.
a good one. The start of the stream. I actually
Indeed.
want to know what that video is or what that audio is and where I could find it. But
Dude, everybody was asking for that in that video I used.
where is it?
Huge Asper 5. Don't worry about it. I'll send it to you. Huge Asper 5 says SIG has a higher unintentional body count than most combat vets.
True.
More confirmed
Yikes.
Kona skills. Yeah.
Higher body count than a girl with daddy issues.
Rough. Both will leave you with scars, by the way, in case you were wondering. Mitchell Black for 5 says, when you press X to equip a SIG M18 and the text turns red. Oh, like you failed a quick time event. It says holster and you don't press it, or you have to press it like so many times in a certain amount of time. You don't finish it. It goes off.
Friendly fire is now active.
That's rough. Yeah, is there friendly fire in this lobby? Let me check. ZB
yes,
for
it
2
is.
says nothing, but I'm pretty sure people spelled out Sigger underneath that. But thank you, ZB, for the 2.
Sure, they started that with an S.
Well, they might have. Today I saw them creating S towers in chat instead of N towers.
We are getting cultured in here.
Art Vandalay for 2 says Romeo 5 batteries are more harmful than the 320. That's just objectively not true, good sir.
If you're eating them like Tic Tacs, yeah, but then you're also retarded.
Death by tardation. Thank you for the 2, Art Vandalay. Huge ass. Or we'll keep moving. 6 Tower for 10 says 2nd degree burns on Richard's hands. This is gonna affect his sex life adversely, or not. Yeah, makes it a little bit different. Huge ass for 5. Yeah, we're just talking about Richard's burned hands, his grotesquely burned appendages. Says for 5, Rich needs to stop using spoons and lighters. Go intravenous, my dude. You would know, Mr. Ass. Damn.
I thought those were all
the
required. Am I wrong? Did the movies lie to me?
I wouldn't know, good sir, but I will take your word for it. Moonman for 5 says, just in time to be late and suffer through this sea shanty TikTok bullshit. How dare you insult the music of my people? Moonman for another 5 says, I impulse bought a Delta Elite 10mm on a whim, and I can only afford to set money on fire tonight. Well, I mean, you do a fantastic job of that every night, so we appreciate it, Mr. Moonman. I hope you're not carrying a 320 on duty right now. He's actually texting from his MP position. ZB for 5 says, DJ Shipley actually pulled the trigger on the M18, so it doesn't matter if the sergeant had his arms crisscrossed applesauce. Yeah, the ghost of DJ Shipley after he didn't cross his arms, being like, "This is what you get."
That's how you get a cease and desist from GBRS.
Well, okay. On the real though, I've been asked for the source like 6 times today by different people, so this might be my last stream ever. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get military personnel showing up at my door, being like, "Where'd you get that memo?" A little birdie gave it to me, sir. Glock Gang for 2. Sorry, Central Saints Defense for 2 says Glock Gang. Real. Go for it, Dank.
I was going to say, you're just really involved in the War Thunder community.
Yeah, another day, another P320 league.
You just say, haven't you
Quick,
ever heard
start-
of FOIA requests? Come on,
I've
dude.
got 800 hours in War Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, the actual source, as you can imagine, is very skittish. Absolute Moonman for 10 says the Air Force Security Forces catching cabs and Purple Hearts CONUS because the tiny hats want Uncle Sam to buy their products. So glad I've only ever been issued Colt rifles or Glock pistols. Yeah. And I mean, it's just going to happen, man. The Glock is making a comeback, and all it had to do was not shoot people.
All it had to do was not change literally ever and just release the same product again and again in different calibers.
Every year that goes by, Glock perfection makes more and more sense. After a while, it's like, yep, they're right. Why change the design?
That's why they eventually re-released their original designed, what did they call it back then? The P80, even though it wasn't a P80. Yeah.
Well, it was a P80 before P80 made a P80 that was actually an 80, but you know.
Or alternatively, come back to the Church of John Moses Browning.
Honestly, in all fairness, they would have been better off with a Glock, MMP, an M9. They could have just stuck with the M9. They could have probably gone to a 1911, and they would be better off right now.
They would have been.
Well, I
better
saw that a
MRE
lot.
Spoon. It wouldn't fucking shoot them.
Oh yeah, people. So allegedly, GBRS turned all of their comments off after this, just straight off. People were tagging them in my comment section, being like, "Hey, you think his arms were crossed?" Yeah, rough.
I mean, Gungus his wrists are above his shoulders.
I know. Surely
that's got to count for something.
Speaking of counting, Protraband, how's your night going, sir?
Not too bad. It's actually kind of a bad night to hear this going on, but wouldn't discuss it with anyone else. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on, sir. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel at this point, having called this, what? When was your first video on the SIG P320?
So we're going on 8, possibly 9 months since I checked. Since
Has it really only been that long?
I thought it was long. Yeah,
I could have sworn it was longer.
No, time flies. It feels like forever to me too. It was 8 months last time I checked.
Well, you know what's funny is the reason why it feels so long is because there's an update to it every single week. Every single week.
Yeah. And people are wondering, maybe do I feel vindicated? And I don't. I just feel sad because this was entirely preventable, as your other guests have said. It is nice in a way, there's always that concern of like, oh, is maybe SIG going to try to come after me for speaking the truth like this, whatever. And now it's just undeniable. So it's up to the good men and women, there's some women in our military to do the right thing. And I think we need to start asking if this level of QC that we've seen from SIG over and over and over again, I think we have to asking if there's some level of intentionality to this, as hard as that may be.
Do you mean intentionality in terms of like what do you mean by that? Because that's if you want to claim intentionality, that's a big allegation to throw out there.
Well, how else do you explain it? They have supposedly 400 engineers. This happens. We have a video of the cross getting bumped and going off. There's a video of the 365 being held and jumped. I'm not alleging it. I'm just saying it needs to be asked about because this level of failure is hard to explain any other way.
There is intentionality. Like I don't think we can deny that there's intentionality in their covering up of issues, because they have intentionally gone out and made statements and done all these revisions in secret, and it's very obvious that they are covering it up. So from that aspect, I do agree with the intentionality.
Well, I agree on that, and we can just start there because that's easy. Remember, the Army told them of the drop safe issue early February, I believe, that year, and then they waited about 6 months before Officer Shapiris dropped his 320 to issue the recall. They actually waited till they were sued, so they they're very good at waiting until somebody actually gets hurt to do something about their guns. And I can't. I mean, could they possibly all just be this inept or this incompetent? I mean, most
No, I
people
think
look
it's
at
in. I do agree that it's slightly intentional, because even before they didn't offer a recall, right? It was a mandatory, or sorry, voluntary upgrade is what they called it, right? They
Mhm.
never issued a formal recall.
correct.
Right,
So
and to your point there, I think intentionality when it comes to cutting corners, absolutely. Like they have mangled the design every single year that it's been out. Matthew over there at LFD Research has a great video explaining all of the different changes that happen to every model sequentially and that happen to M17s and M18s every year, even though they're supposedly not supposed to change very much. He even messaged me before the stream asking specifically about details on the handgun itself. Unfortunately, I don't have pictures of that handgun. That handgun is probably in a vault at this point, waiting for the FBI to get their hands on it. So I don't think we're seeing that handgun for a long time.
yeah,
No,
given the location, I think it's probably going to be heavily scrutinized by
1,000%,
more than one department.
especially if it was still in the holster, just like the other incident with the MSP recently. Although this one probably not in an alien gear holster, this time in a Safariland holster, almost assuredly.
Yeah, and for the holster bros, I assume there's some out there in the comments. The hardcore defenders, we just have to use our brains a little bit. We don't see twice as many incidences of this happening with the Glock or with the 365 for that matter. It's completely different inside. So I guess the question is what'll happen to SIG? You know, now is the time for Ron Cohen to prove that he really does care about the men and women of our military. He says he does. I think now is the time to prove it, because even if you take the SIG thinking, the SIG mindset of just, oh, just stuff is getting in the holsters, stuff is just pulling the trigger, which I don't believe. They're leaving the gun out there still, right?
If this is to be believed as read, and again, that's what the inside source is claiming, there's probably video footage of this, allegedly witnesses. Setting the gun down on a desk inside of a holster should never result in a round being fired, let alone the death of an airman. Like in any handgun on the planet, like even something that is known unsafe, like CZ Shadow 2 with a extended firing pin, which is a competition setup, right?
Mhm.
That is not drop safe. No, not drop safe. Series 80s triggers on 2011s, no, not to be drop safe, right? Nothing out there, even if it is not drop safe by design, setting it down inside of a holster should go off. Not a
It'd
pistol
be
in
Series
existence.
70 that's not drop safe, not Series 80.
Whichever one. You know, you're a
80
2011
is the
guy.
drop safe.
That's your guys. Yeah. Okay, whatever. 2011 guys nerding out over there. Whatever.
Can't even get his camera to work
I
properly.
know. Yeah, what do you know?
Hey, I have no control over that. It's all its
You
own little
100%
black
have
magic
control
thing.
over that.
Mhm.
That's
I wish I
you.
did. I wish I did. I would leave it like right
Yeah.
here.
No, I know the
Yeah.
chat. As soon as I say, yeah, the 2011 guys, they show up. They're like, wait, mentioned, not us.
Hey, you know, the Beretta guys are eating good tonight, I will say.
Yeah,
Never
no
should
kidding.
change.
Beretta defenders. Yeah, I see that comment a lot. A3 question mark? A4 question mark?
Should have gone with the M9A4 or the Glock 19X.
I want SIG's greatest defender back on, bro.
That guy
Let
was
me at
so
him.
funny.
Let me at him. Actually, hey, are there any SIG defenders still in chat? It's probably not even one. No SIG defender is brave enough to speak out in chat and come on this show right now.
I
Not
want to
possible.
send
There's
an
1,000
invite.
people watching. Not a single SIG defender is brave enough to come on the show right now.
Would you be opposed to me sending an invite to DJ Shipley?
You can, because it'd be funny.
Bones is in the chat right now.
I see Midwest. He's thinking about it.
Is Bones
Come
seriously in
on,
the
bro.
chat saying that the RXM meets more requirements than the Glock for a service weapon?
Well, he's
Probably.
a Ruger. What's that? A Ruger Rider or something like that. It's got to be a term for Ruger bros. But yeah, dude, just go with the Glock, bro. Delta 34, hope you're having a wonderful night, sir. For $5 says it's people who kill people. Guns don't kill. Oh, PSYOP has begun. It's like, usually I agree with that statement, but in this case,
This is a very specific
maybe they have a
scenario.
point. Yes.
Also,
Moonman for 2 says, our beloved Guido, the M9 never did us dirty. No, you could use that thing as a hammer for 10 posts. Come on, bro.
yeah, the only
Metal
issue is
frame.
they shipped them out with bad mags, but that could be easily fixed.
Well, I mean, I'm somewhat okay with firearm systems having issues in the early days, like the M16 had issues, AR-15s had issues early days, right?
Yeah,
Developing the
makes sense
ammunition side by side with the gun.
The early things worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, however, a striker-fired handgun probably should work out the box.
Especially considering it's been around for, what?
They
over
haven't
10 years.
changed since the
almost 15
80s, really.
plus years. I forget when the 320 came out.
Oh, I was just going with the Glock. That's late 80s, and
Oh, yeah.
they didn't have problems. So what the fuck? Also, Focus, I sent you a thing inside chat or on Discord.
On Discord? Oh, it means I have to pull up Discord. Do I have the bandwidth to pull up Discord?
Don't worry
Central
about
Standards
it.
Defense for 2 says, I have knowledge on how it happened. If you do, just send it my way. I'd be happy to hear you out, good sir. Appreciate it.
Email her.
Subarctic Psycho says the girl from Schindler's List, if I can speak. Goodbye, Six. Goodbye, Six. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to weasel their way out of this one. Listen, if they drag a bloodshot, black-eyed Phil Strader up onto some YouTube channel to be like, it was not Sig's fault, it was the Safariland holster, which they might try and do, nobody's going to buy it. Not a single
That will be such a bad look. Like, that's ultimate villain arc for SIG at that point. If they're going to try and blame the holster again.
Bro, they can try.
I could see them doing it.
At the very least, like with that other one they were trying to blame where the guy kind of bent toward, there's at least some very slight plausibility, just very slight plausibility with that claim. With this, not a chance.
Huge Ass says, how many days since it ended? I don't know, but I'm going to leave it at 118 until somebody corrects me in chat. But thank you for the 2, Huge Ass.
Even just the fact, like, think about the fact that it wasn't when he was holstering the firearm. The firearm was already holstered. This is him like putting the holstered firearm down. So you can't say that it was something in the trigger guard pressing the trigger when the firearm's inserted in the holster. So you really can't use that defense in this instance.
Firearm
I mean,
in
listen,
holster.
he wiggled it. It's invalid. He wiggled it. What do you want me to say?
What if his finger phased through the plastic of the holster and pressed the trigger?
Nope.
Yeah. What if it was in what is it? Self-imposed superposition, and it was in 2 places at the same time, or something like that?
What if the guy was actually he was actually Magneto in disguise, and he was suicidal, so he pressed the trigger with his mind?
No, you're missing it.
Or the trigger was quantum entangled somewhere else in the universe, and
the
it just
nuclear
happened
facility, it had its own gravitational pull, and it pulled the trigger. The nuclear
also,
material
Glock made a post on Twitter today.
Oh, did they really?
Yes, I linked it in the.
I'm pulling it up right now. It will take a second to load on my internet.
It could
Please
also
bear with
be
us.
he could have had the Epstein list and been trying to release it.
Ugh.
That could be another possibility.
No, that's not possible because that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, you're right.
Mitchell Black for 2 says M9A1. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Indeed. I mean, Taurus G2C. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Basically anything at this
High
point.
point. Let's get the high point in here.
Bro.
Focus, what do you think will happen to Ron Cohen and SIG? I'm just curious your prediction after all this.
So listen, so here's I'll defend Ron Cohen for a second. I don't think that this is his fault in terms of the 320 design. Ron Cohen in no way, shape, or form designed the 320. So the unsafe issues, not his fault. What is his fault? No. What is his fault, however, is the adoption of these pistols by the U.S. military and all these other contracts. So while I don't blame him for the design, for the underhanded, dirty tactics, and these congressmen magically landing jobs at SIG after the MHS program, that's on Ron. So in my opinion, Ron has to go. There is no way forward for SIG with Ron at the company. SIG should pin this on Ron. Ron should take the fall, take a big old retirement package, a golden parachute, leave out the back door, and they should bring on a well-known CEO, offer him a crap ton of money to bring a good name to the company, discontinue the 320, or bring out a 320 Gen 2 with a completely redesigned, basically bring back the 250. No, but it's just a 250. It's just back to the 250, and it's double action only with like a 8-pound pole or something like that. But, and I mean, because companies have had bad reputations. Sean from We Like Shooting, that podcast, he asked me that today on Twitter, like how do they move forward from this? I think they have to get rid of Ron, pin the blame as much as you can on Ron Cohen, so that when you get rid of him, that stink leaves with him, and then you try and either ditch the 320 and move exclusively to the 365. Because you have the new 2011, you have you still have the 226 and 229 that everybody loves, so just keep making those. And the 365, which again is a well-liked firearm, new 2011s, and move on from there and kind of ditch the striker-fired game for a little while, at least in terms of full size.
So is this going to end in, like, the nightmare scenario for me is that this ends with them pulling the 320 and then reissuing a bunch of P365X macros to the military.
It won't happen. They will have to do another trial to replace it, because they don't have anything approved for use. I mean, maybe they can get a workaround in the interim, but I think it's going to go back to Glock, unless M&P
19X.
Well, like what that other department who had to spend their remaining budget with SIG
365, yes. But that was ICE, right? I believe that was ICE or DHS or somebody. That was ICE that has that. For the U.S. military or the Air Force, I don't know how their contracts work. So but again, I think they can only use approved firearms. It's not like a police where you can just bring in your own firearm or whatnot. You can only use approved firearms. So I don't know if they have anything else on the roster that they can even use, which is why they're switching to M4s, right? So I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but I think, to answer your question, Protraband, pin as much blame as you can on Ron Cohen, get him out the door, bring in a new CEO, and try and get away from the 320.
I don't know how they haven't done that already, considering the fact that he was convicted in Germany of weapons trafficking to what was essentially a war zone.
I understand you, man, from a moral perspective. Put that morality stuff out of your brain. He has won so many contracts for SIG and given them so much money. Like, they own contracts for every item they make. In every level of the U.S. government they've penetrated. Local, state, federal, NGSW, MHS, optics, ammo, everything. Everything. So I get it from a morality perspective. For us, we'd be like, oh yeah, get rid of that guy. He's obviously bad for business. From SIG's perspective, if you look at that bottom line, looks awful fat. Lots of zeros on that bottom line.
They even got contracts with cartel members, and that's why he got in trouble in the first place.
Well, yeah, you can't ship 38,000 pistols to a war zone. That's illegal.
Yeah. Also, what I just don't understand is why did they ever think hiring the CEO from Kimber would go well? Ever.
Well, on paper, he did fantastic for Kimber, right? Cut costs and profits soared for them.
And the guns went down the shitter.
True, but they don't look at it that way. So that's why I don't know if we can trust them to. Yeah, the smart thing is focus to just pin it on Ron, and he's old enough that he could retire anyway. So I just don't know if L&O Holdings, Luke and Ortmeyer, the German owners, are going to want to do that. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Well, I don't know of another way to clear your name. Because that's what most companies do, right? They fire the CEO, and by fire I mean he leaves with a huge retirement package, and then they bring in somebody else. That's what most companies do. Like Astroneer, right? Whatever that company where the CEO got caught cheating on Coldplay, he stepped down, right, to like clear the company's name, but he left with like however many hundreds of millions of dollars retirement package. So he got fired, right? But it was like,
how
okay,
does that
time
work,
for me to go.
by the way? He was he took the head of HR out to the concert. So did she have to have a conversation with him and herself when they got back on Monday, or
you know, that's inter-corporate politics that I just don't care about. I can't be bothered to think about women in the workplace. Mr. Lemma2 for 10 says, do you think SIG could pivot to sell mil-spec P365 variants to replace all of the military 320s, or is it just not enough material to work with the 365 to beef it up to meet the M17 18 spec? Well, again, it's not approved, so it would have to go through well, it's supposed to anyways. It's supposed to go through a testing phase, even though that isn't what happened the first time. Now, on a non-federal department, like, well, I guess it is still federal, but not a military contract like ICE, ICE did swap from 320s to 365s. So they're like, okay, we're spending the rest of our budget on 365 macros, right? The big one. Which we could see SIG pivot to because it's basically the same handgun, just with different internals and a little bit skinnier. So we could absolutely see them bring out a 365 or even use a 365, but just bring out a fatter grip so it even like still fits 320 holsters or whatnot, but it's a 365 fire control unit on the inside. I mean, they could do something like that. And thank you very much for the $10. Sir.
I would think they would have to go through another trial though if they change the internals that much. I don't think they could just sneak that in there and say, "Oh yeah, we didn't update anything. This is the same gun."
Well, no, it was still
outside, completely different on the inside.
Again, I would agree with you guys, but it was supposed to go with through a trial the first time. So
yeah,
I don't know. The rules seem not to apply to SIG at times. Why? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, we got to get SIG for the standard issue rifle, the pistol, the ammo, and everything else. That just makes sense, right?
Yeah, they say SIG contracts are signed in lipstick. I don't know about that one, but
I mean, having one company do it
under the table, they really meant under the table.
Having one company do it all would make sense if it was like a really great company and they did everything like super well. But yeah, I don't know. I think diversification might be good in this instance.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is Glock is coming out with their AR and trying to get it imported, right? So we're gonna see the reverse Uno happen, where SIG got all the contracts from Glock, and then Glock is gonna be like, actually, you know what? We made an AR, and we're gonna take the NGSW program as well in a few years or something.
And not to derail on that, but I did get a message from somebody that says Glock has their own manufacturing plants in Slovakia.
Slovakia.
So,
yep. No.
Slovakia.
Richard, I put that video out on the out of focus clips today. How did you not notice that? Or no, I put it out on Gun.deal. Sorry, but no, I put a whole video out on that today, sir. You don't watch all three of my channels?
No,
fake
I don't.
fan.
Not, at least not this week. This
Mm.
week's been rough. Everything's packed up right now.
No, you're good, bro. No, I do know that. But yeah.
Instead of watching the video, you were burning your hands on an exhaust. Cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did take 2 days off for that. Sorry.
That's rough, man. Chud McGill for 5 says, despite being only 13% of the gun population, 320s make over 50% of NDs. I wonder what Sigberg Sauerstein is going to say about this.
Dude, it's just
Those
a
are-
cultural thing. It's just a cultural
It's
thing,
just a
honestly.
cultural-
There's no link to it being from how SIGs are made. It's purely culture.
Socioeconomic factors, nothing to do with manufacturing tolerances. Yeah.
Shoddy design, definitely not. Not because
Oh,
they tried to ham
no.
fist a striker fire design very poorly into a double action hammer fire
No,
design.
listen,
No,
okay.
definitely not.
I have reliably heard from Gray Guns, who has the patents on it, that it's perfect. So checkmate.
I was told, I was reliably informed 137 days ago that it ended.
Oh, was
and
it
it didn't exist
137
anymore.
days?
Yes.
Bro. Actually, you know what's funny is that 137 Protraband is the halfway point between now and when your first video came out.
Yowza.
Got to
Yeah.
surprise an extra guy on the stream. Now he's gone.
We are a little bit ahead of the curve here on this corner of the gun tubes.
Mitchell Black for 20 says the U.S. military has almost 5 million small arms in its arsenal. The M17 and M18 handguns make up a total of about 500,000 units. One could say that 10% of the SIG handgun population causes 100% of
Yeah.
fatalities. Yeah, I mean, as far as we're know, because again, the Marines had this happen, basically the same thing with a holstered P320 that went off from an MP, but fortunately didn't shoot anybody, right? So even if it is only like a couple dozen of these in their entire life that will ever have this type of issue, bro, I'm not taking that chance.
I
I'm
believe it
probably
was.
not going to be that dozen, but I might be that dozen.
No, I believe that there was 9 in the Marines with 5 injuries.
Well, there have been
have to
many
be-
injuries, right? But I'm saying out of 100,000, there's probably what, 10 bad ones. So in total, there's probably like 50 or 60, maybe even 100 floating around that are just that are death traps essentially. But I don't know, man. I try not to play Russian roulette with a magazine-fed pistol.
It's
a low number for sure, and I think that most of us would agree that most of them probably are safe. I'm hesitant to say that definitively in case somebody's carrying one, but it's enough to where you say, maybe I pick a different gun, right? Just to eliminate that possibility.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's unnecessary risk.
Mhm.
Why would I go with the SIG P320 when I could go with my lovely 19X or an M&P or literally any other striker fire pistol on the market?
Bro, I think
Yes.
I think the Taurus hammer fired guns were going for like $179 at one point in time. That's $10 less than what the government was getting the M18s for. So, I mean, I think it's comparable, right? And I don't see any issues with those, right? Nobody's getting the joke. Nobody's laughing.
Internally,
I'm laughing on the inside, Richard.
it would be funnier had an airman not lost his life.
It was so funny, I forgot to laugh.
It's just it's sad,
Wow,
man.
that got Logan. Got him. Thank you for the 20, Mitchell Black. We appreciate it, sir. Tuss the Third says, so SIG is going to have to cancel their latest ad campaign. But did you die? Question mark. Seriously, this has to stop. Doesn't the M18 have an external safety? Yes.
It does, but that doesn't. Yeah.
Again, the reason why. Yeah, it's just a trigger block though, so it doesn't deal with anything else. Now, Tusk the Third is very famous for his uncle, and I found this clip, and I feel like he's going to identify with this.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I had to do that to you, bro. Every time I think about you a little bit. Just like your Uncle James. Sorry about that, Tusk, but thank you for the 5. Todd Dogs for 2. Something about a discharge. You were a little glitchy for me there, bro.
Bit of discharge. Hey, yo.
A negligent discharge, a minor discharge, you could say.
My uncle indeed.
It was fully intentional, baby.
Very intentional, ND. And at that moment, we crossed 1,000 live viewers. I'm so glad you could all witness that with us live. Todd Dogs for 2 says, it ends today, still at our expense. Very much so. Very, very much so.
Yeah, you paid for this airman to get shot.
Yeah. So I suppose another little tidbit of info that I just got sent was that the MPs and most of these guys were carrying M4s and M18s. So it's not necessarily that they're swapping to M4s, but simply that they're removing M18s. So most of them are already carrying both, but now it's just going to be single. So you're going to be much safer off with just an M4.
Yeah, well, if you want, you can make an argument that the readiness is going down overall, but
100%.
I know sidearms aren't used very often anyway in combat. I may be wrong, but certainly trust the M4.
No, I'm certain you're correct about that. But there's a reason people have them, especially on a military base or whatnot, where it's their primary, possibly.
Absolutely.
Baker for 5 says, maybe if we paid a black female poet to write, I know why the holstered SIG fires, the military would take it seriously. That's right. Shut up. A black woman is speaking. Listen and learn. Where's Vintage? Vintage. Maybe an African king would do just as good, as I'm struggling to find that clip. Where is it? Where is it?
Have you ever been feasted by an African king? It'll be me.
God damn it.
Highly melon.
Thank you for the 5. Mike Trahane for $2 says, can we send DJ an invite? Yes, absolutely. I will have DJ on any day of the week and twice on Sunday. However, DJ, I just got one question for you, good sir. When you cash the $250,000 check for SIG, do you feel like dirty inside or no? Just curious, bro. Also, sorry, I gotta keep going, DJ. Okay, but maybe you should take some of that $250,000 and put it towards child support.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
No, I
Had to
think
do it to you.
Instead, you should just make risers that go higher and higher as time goes on. That's obviously the solution to all this.
The reason why he makes
unironically make that MDT riser where it's like 3 feet tall,
40 feet tall. Yeah. Fault line penalty for 2. Thank you, sir. Says SIG type ND4 Nambu M18 is finest quality star. Yes.
Fault line penalty. That's good. I like that.
Listen, a pistol so good, 3 countries from 3 continents manufactured it, assembled it, and shipped it to your local service base. Fantastic. Thank you, Fault
Made
line.
in India.
Nick for 5 says, I look forward to the ND to that sea shanty area. Ah, damn. People, I don't know. The live chat hates it. Everybody else, once it's up, love it. So you guys are in the minority.
I don't get the hate.
Fine, we'll go back to, you know what? Fine. Okay, we're going back to white girl summer music. It's fine. Whatever.
You can call it boomer. You could call it boomer music all you want, but I'm wearing an NRA hat right now, so I don't care.
You can call me a boomer. I was born in the 90s. Molded by them. Delaware X for 5 says, can you imagine the Yankee Marshal making a top 5 SIG 320 oops, I made a new hole in my body video?
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you have way more than 5, so it would actually be rough to get down to a top 5.
Yeah.
Many possible selections.
One of those tier list things where you could just rate all of them from S to D or whatever.
Oh, a tier list. Yeah, a tier list for SIG NDs. Actually, that would be a funny stream. Thank you for that.
That would be.
Absolute Moonman for 5 says, in practice, incompetence and malice are the same things. Yes, while we might be arguing about intent, a family is burying their loved one. Thank you for that.
Yes, that is real. And it is fun. We're having fun. It is a live stream, but at the same time, that is definitely weighing heavy over the whole situation.
Well, and the only thing to be done about it is to talk about it, to make sure everybody knows about it, and to mount enough pressure for the U.S. government to actually do its job, investigate the pistol, and hold SIG accountable.
Something
Yeah.
needs
Well,
to change. We
there
have
is
to make noise about it.
there is one thing
And
that
it
can
is
be done.
regrettable. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Go ahead, bud.
Well, I was just going to say it is regrettable that we have, as far as I can tell, lost at least a couple of civilians to this gun already, Roman Neshin and Wendy Schneider, based on complaints. And now that it's a service member, again, now we got to take it seriously. The cops weren't enough, the civilians weren't enough, but now we're going to get moving. It's frustrating, but I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles here.
Well, I don't know if you were here for this earlier, but somebody sent this to me. But essentially, the reason why this is going to be taken so much more serious, is because number one, the location of it happening was in a nuclear facility, and number two was because it resulted in a death, not just an injury. There's a huge financial penalty that goes along with this. That because they don't necessarily the Air Force doesn't necessarily care about an individual serviceman. But what they do care about is that bottom line. So it makes it a much bigger headache for everybody because it has that huge financial weight tied to it. So that's why it's a big deal.
I thought you were going to say Israel, but okay.
Well, listen, that financial weight is real.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's sad that like the only way these things change is if it's a financial incentive or a financial issue, and the loss of life is like the secondary issue to a lot of these people, which is disturbing to say the least. But I guess that's just business. I don't know.
Yep, no money on earth could bring a father back to his family.
Right.
But I mean, we know that's how SIG operates, though. Like they settle every case that they can, or fight it as long as they can, rather than change the design. So I mean, until it becomes more expensive to fight, they will continue to blame everything else, including holsters, keys, personnel, whatever else it might be.
I think the only way that it happens on a more immediate scale would be for the individuals who are forced to carry these to just say no. Right? Just go ahead and say, I am not going to carry this anymore. You can either issue me something that is safe, or I'm not allowed to do my security duties, right?
There are plenty of cops, Richard, I will just tell you right now, that are going against their department policy of having one in the chamber while they're issued P320s.
Oh,
so just kind of a silent protest that these guys are doing.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
I'd rather have.
Yeah.
Department
Well, if it was
policy
my job,
contradicts.
if my life was on the line, and I'm like, sure, it's policy to carry one with a round in the chamber, but like if this thing's pointed at me, I don't necessarily feel comfortable with that. So maybe I do just Israeli carry.
Policy, yeah, I was gonna say the policy contradicts the owner's manual.
But yeah, that's different though. Shalty Schmuck for 2 says, guys, leave the poor billion-dollar company alone. Yeah, guys, come on. Another 10 billion to SIG.
Yeah, I don't.
Chuck for 5 says, I don't know how anyone can support a company that covers this ass like SIG does when people are getting hurt by their product and it's not user error. Well, speaking of covering their ass, I mean, they do attempt to insulate themselves from lawsuits in New Hampshire, right? They passed that bill to protect SIG specifically in that state anyways. Ain't going to help them from the U.S. government, though.
No. Has there ever been a more obviously crooked thing that's happened? I mean, I'm just shocked that our democracy, quote unquote, our democracy, can be hijacked so easily by these people. It's almost, it's disconcerting, really. But not going to help them, like you said.
Yeah. Fault line penalty for 5 says, it's the holster guys. Every company is making holsters that make only the 320 go off for some reason. No other gun, just the 320. I love when people clap when they talk, so that's what this made me feel. But yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely the holster, but just remember that every other handgun in existence currently in a holster is not experiencing these issues.
Yeah. Even other SIG guns, it isn't happening.
Yeah, including the 365.
This Dr. Fuzzy for 5 says the Sigma mindset. That's good. Selling half-baked, cheap designings to the U.S. government, profiting, then denying liability. Hashtag M9 gang. That's right. M9 gangers rise up. The M9ers, the miners. Oh no, that's wrong.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
Sigma,
Hear you
the
say that
Sigma
again.
grind set. Yeah, the Sigma mindset.
Real
Wake
quick,
up,
guys.
holster pistol,
Uh,
shoot thyself, take pistol out, something like that.
something along those lines. Real quick, guys. I got to bounce real quick. You guys have a great rest of the stream.
Night, thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Thank you, Berdink. Have a good night. Genotion 11 for 5 says the SIG Reddit took down all the posts about what happened. Posts were less than 30 minutes. I believe it means you took them down in under 30 minutes. Yeah, I would not be. I don't know. SIG manages their own Reddit. Is that right? Because if they're managing their own Reddit, then yeah, they're going to take that down. They're going to be like, well, that's just unfounded rumors. And even though there's like an active investigation with a memo saying, hey, nobody carry a 320 or an M18 for the foreseeable future.
Well, it's
rough. It's a
actually
rough look, guys.
disgusting. I mean, could you talk about, I mean, if someone doesn't get information that could have saved their life, is there any kind of consequence to that censorship?
Right.
I have
Actually,
no
no, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're trying to hide info that makes your pistol look bad, then it
There's
ends up
one
injuring another person.
Sorry, Focus. There's one post up right now that's been alive for 1 minute talking about accountability for SIG that hasn't been yanked yet on the 320 on the SIG Sauer.
Do you want to just send me that link real fast? I'll pull it up.
Sure thing.
Just put it in the
Nope,
private chat.
nope,
I'll
it's
pull
been
it up.
removed, and it's been removed. I'm sorry.
Dude, are you serious, bro?
Wow.
I'm dead serious.
Okay. Send me a link to the SIG Reddit. I'm just going to keep refreshing it and watching posts pop up and disappear. Thank you for the 5 notion. I appreciate it.
Everybody should go over there and post right now. Make them put it on lockdown.
Central
Brigade
Sands.
subreddit.
Yeah. Nope, we cannot actually advocate for that on a YouTube live stream with 1,000 people on it. That would go against TOS, so we would never do that.
I was joking. I was joking.
Central Sands Defense for 5 says, "I'll come on and defend how it happened." I mean, I can send you an invite link because I know you're a policeman, and I mean everybody knows how it happened. I'm sure. Let me go ahead and copy, paste. Give me 1 second here. What's Hawkeye saying? You have room on panel tonight. Where is Central Sands Defense? I will get it. Do not you worry. Oh, while I'm looking for this, can you send or read out the super chat on Rumble, please?
Yeah, I got it. Europa Chronicles for $10 on Rumble says, John, I'm joining late and drafting a letter to leadership. What's the source for the details of the airman removing the holster P320 from his duty belt? I sent him the link to the story, but if you want to give him a quick rundown one more time for people who are just joining.
Yeah, so the source is anonymous. It was sent to me through a very, very trusted third-party member of the community. The individual with the information, for obvious reasons, wished to remain anonymous until the investigation is finished. I have a larger unredacted bit of info, but this is the public consumption info, what you're seeing on screen right now,
which has been confirmed now.
Yeah, I mean it's been confirmed. So you can say, oh, anonymous source, I don't trust that, but I mean you have the memo that's been confirmed and other things that corroborate everything that happened. And you have multiple people saying, well, it's like the information about where it happened near the nuclear items, which is not necessarily a great thing. Where is this guy?
Talk about Fallout.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, that's the scary thing is it's a national security issue, right? I don't think
100%.
that type of...
So, yeah, it's one thing when it's police walking around potentially endangering school children, like the one we've seen in California, where she takes her bag off and it shoots her in the eye or cheek or general region.
Well, so here it goes. Yeah, so lessons on accountability. Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/Sig Sauer 3 minutes ago. Mods about to ban you for speaking lol, but honestly, F Sig for how they're handling this. True. Less than a minute, effing shills. Wow, yeah. Sorry for the incoming ban, OP. You're not wrong, though. Damn. Sorry, Breezy Sands.
There's a new one up right now. If you go to new, that's survived for 2 minutes. Says stop throating SIG and admit there's a problem.
New. There we go. Stop throating SIG and admit there's a problem with of course, the memo and the other post. Okay. Yeah, it's been removed by the moderators of r/SIG Sour.
Oh.
Is it gone yet?
Yep.
It's gone, bro. Dude.
In real time, we see SIG.
Literally,
live time. That's amazing.
You know, Projaban, I wonder if you're onto something here. I wonder if the moderators can get in trouble for removing a confirmed memo. If anybody else is injured from this point on
a Reddit post, no, you can delete if you own the Reddit, you can delete whatever you want.
They're all anonymous. Which is the issue.
Morally, we can hold them accountable, but legally, no, of course not. Huge Ass for 5 says M9A4. Well. Look who's come crawling back.
So does the Air Force not have any M9s? Or did they just sell them all off?
That's what I was wondering.
I mean, according to the memo, it's switching to M4s only, which is the simplest solution. But if this were to last for like a month or two, then they would probably be looking for other solutions. Refresh. Oh, here we go. Machine gun go burr 1 minute ago. P320 kills
Airman. At least the mods for CCW actually left it up.
Well, but of course, that's not the SIG drama or the SIG post. So this was 1 minute ago. I will refresh this in another minute to see if it is still here. Ray Holocaust. That's funny. Wow. Dirty SIG R. Dirty. You can say Sigger here. This is a safe space for Siggers. But no, Ray Holocaust is very funny. That's a fantastic name with the warped Sam Hyde. Thank you for that, sir. Chud McGill 69 for 2 says, Richard, do incredible gassy PFP, please. Ugh. Why somebody else outbid him. Somebody else outbid the $2 to switch the PFP, please.
I'll give you $2.50 to leave it.
Yeah, right. Just you're in a bidding war with yourself. Everyday American for 5. I went to my LGS and got hands on an RXM. Easily the worst feeling gun I've ever picked up. Damn. Whoa. Bones BTFO'd.
Bones literally in shambles right now.
Bro just bones.
So thanks to No Dice in the chat, he pointed out that apparently there's a quote 320 rule on the SIG subreddit. I just pulled it up. It says any posting pertaining to issues with the 320 will be removed until there is hard evidence that the 320 is at fault. Any posts that bring up the subject will be removed, and the poster will get one warning. Second attempt will result in a permanent ban. This is being done to stop the misinformation that is being spread around. Any and all posts of the new so-called reports that don't prove anything will also be removed, and the same warning and ban rule will follow.
So-called reports. That's
what a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, so-called reports, bro. The body is not even cold yet, guys. You scummy.
Is that a new post from them, or is that
that the rule's been there? I'm assuming for a while, but still
that
the
is
rule.
Wild.
It's all being in place.
If
guys
like even Grantham Reddit, when people were spreading his stuff everywhere, they weren't shutting down anybody, even on his Reddit, and that's a rule on there. It's like, hey, no dissing flannel daddy or something gay like that.
Spreading his stuff everywhere, kind of like he was.
Well, I was gonna say Grantham was doing plenty of spreading, so Absolute Moonman for 5 says Ron has to go. I have a wooden door for him. I get what you mean, but a wooden door is just not very effective. Okay, it's just not. All right, I don't know what that means, but I'm told that wooden doors. Anyways, Misfire Messiah for 5 says, unironically, what am I supposed to do with my M18 and Safariland holsters now? I know I should have sold them long ago. It is not too late. Listen, if there was a run on 320s before, there is going to be another one now. It's gonna dump it now. That, like, quite literally, this is the one time I will give you a hard and fast rule. If you have a 320, you should dump it now.
This is financial advice.
This is financial advice. Take this to the bank or actually
No, this is
your local
safety
gun store
advice.
and sell it. I mean, literally, because if you wait a couple weeks, it's going to be you and a million other guys, quite literally, trying to sell your 320s. Dump it.
Maybe SIG will be forced to do a buyback program.
Yeah. Dude, you might want to hang on to them too, because there may
Actually-
be a chance that you're entitled to compensation. I mean, I don't know.
Actually, that's a good
Ooh.
point. That's
Also
a good point
true.
too. But if you sell it right now for whatever it is, for 250, 350, that's like case and a half of ammo, or a Ruger RXM.
That's the
You
gun
know,
everybody wants.
I didn't want to crush bones, but I held one over the weekend too, and in my not burnt hand, it still felt like Tupperware plastic.
That's funny. Mitzvah TV for a member for 1 month. Thank you, sir. Says, what happens when you increase shareholder profit? You stick around for longer. People like you more. And in this case, they'll let you get away with almost anything, apparently. Charles Chuck for 2 says SIG equals the glue eating kid in class that screams. Screams, but it's like a teacher's pet, right? Because it somehow still gets all the contracts. All right, we got another one. Come on. Oh, did they delete everything in the last hour? Really?
Sure looks like it.
The Purge.
Sad. It's a certified Reddit moment, guys.
Yeah, real Reddit moment. Thank you, Chuck, for the 2. Appreciate it. Misfire Messiah, very, very great name. Great PFP. Becomes a new YouTube channel member. Excellent. Join the Discord. You can hang out with other degenerates like yourself. Ray Polo Cost for $1 says nothing, but drops $1. Thank you, sir. What a fantastic name. Huge Ass for $2 says, I have major SIG fatigue. Yes, SIG fatigue has been activated. One could say that too much tolerance of SIGA behavior has led to a few too many deaths in our community, and we must evaluate their performance going forward. Thank you for that, Huge Ass.
Tolerance stacking.
Ooh, actually, that's good. That's good. You could work that into a really clever double entendre sentence. I have to write that down for a script. Tusk the Third for 2 says, I call him Uncle Jimmy. He's a rascal. Yeah, old Jimmy. Sorry, Tusk. I hope you're doing better. Mitchell Black for 2 says, a rogue Mimda appears. Yeah, a Mimd part. Sir's second Mimd part has hit the SIG P320 FCU. You're not wrong. Thank you for the 2, Mitchell Black. Appreciate it, sir. Let me see. Refresh this one more time. Let's see. Are they getting through? Oh, hey, he got it.
Yeah.
You sure about that? You sure about
John,
that?
from what I
Yeah.
understand, they actually disabled posting YouTube links on that Reddit as well, that subreddit.
Wow,
Dude,
that
somebody
is
go in there and
wild.
somebody go in there and post this live stream link right now. Right now.
I was talking to somebody and he said if you go back, the last YouTube link posted on the subreddit was 6 months ago. And I think it just auto deletes comments, auto deletes YouTube links.
I think my videos are partially
send-
or fully responsible for that. Sorry, guys.
Send the Rumble link right now.
Surprise.
I'm live on Rumble. Send the Rumble link right now.
Send the Rumble link. Yes.
Josiah Bush for 5 says, have a nice evening, everyone. As always, this stream is entertaining and exactly what I was looking for. Stay classy, gents. Oh, well, I am glad to provide the entertainment, and thank you very much for the 5. You should also check out Protraband's wonderful videos on the topic, and I'm sure he has a new one coming down the pipe, but not like a 320. It's going to come out exactly when he intends it to.
It's uploading now. It's true. It's gonna come. Don't worry.
I'm gonna come. Mitchell Black for 5 says, I second to DJ and Trench so chat can span the Trend twins. No,
would be
Trench
funny.
does not look trendy. Trench looks that's trendy. I don't know. Trench looks normal. Trench looks natural. All
Trench
natural,
is
baby.
not on trend as far as we know. I don't think he's on anything like that.
No. Listen, if you're pushing 50 and you're, roided out the wazoo and have bad takes on Sig Sauer, it's probably a good sign of trend use.
Kyle, first off, the Glock leg issue was because there were retarded cops who were going from a like a 12-pound hammer, and they were pulling the trigger as they were pulling the gun out of the holster, and switched to a Glock with a 6-pound trigger, and again pulling the trigger as they were pulling it out of the holster and shooting
Wait,
themselves because they were being
are
retarded.
you blaming cops or holsters or triggers? What are you doing, Logan? No, but I do agree. It is a completely different situation.
That is why they came out with the New York trigger for the Glock.
No, yeah, we do. It looks like we have a real SIG defender in chat. It's Kyle. Now, Kyle looks like a SIG defender, and you can take that any way you would like.
With a name like Kyle.
Moonman5 says minority, so you have to listen to me and stop these AI shanties. Get they nails done. I don't know. I'd have to confirm that you're a real minority. Mitzvot TV, they're still going on about the sea shanties. Mitzvot for 2 says sea shanty music with a woman voice. That'd fix it. I mean, we can do that. Some people like the female voices. It's fine, whatever. Everyday American talking about DJ says DJ can sleep with another teammate's wife and then abandon the child later on in life and block him on Instagram, which is just funny to make sure that your son can never have contact with you. I think that's funny.
And then his dad comes out and posts savage YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, talking about your son's a deadbeat who won't talk to your grandson. Not the situation you want to be in. Takamo for 2 says from P226 to M18 and M7 sadness. Hey, congratulations. We've upgraded your handgun. Looks at the upgrade. Central Saints Defense says there are unfortunately just as many cops out there still defending the gun. I haven't seen it as much. I think people are getting real wary of it. Now, I'm sure you've talked to people who do defend the gun and do like the gun, but everyone that I see pop up online, like it started out 99% level of confidence, 95% level of confidence, and then it just kind of drops. And now we're like, people are looking at the 320s like, I don't know about this anymore. Like even Midwest, who was in here earlier, he was talking about he was the biggest 320 defender for a while, and today he's like, yeah, I don't even carry these loaded anymore. It's like, that's how it goes. That is the trajectory of a 320 defender. Todd and Dogs for 2 says Sig lied, someone died by Glock. What is it? Yeah, you're not wrong. Thank you for the 2, Todd and Dogs. Avocado Atrocity for 2 says, let's reflect on the PSA dagger supremacy. Dagger is greater than the M18. I would carry a dagger above an M18 or an M17 or a P320. That's correct. Yes, PSA takes the win on this one simply by not being retarded. Thank you for that, for the $2. Even though they're still retarded, but a Gen 3 Glock is by definition safer than any monstrosity SIG is putting out today.
100%.
Huge ass for 20. Now, this is the thing that we would love to happen, but it's never going to happen. It says every single senior officer who allowed this POS to pass, quote unquote, the trials, quote unquote, because neither of those things really happen, needs to be investigated. I agree with you 1000%. I have 0% confidence that such an event is actually ever going to happen.
I believe they might throw one person under the bus.
Well, right. That one person might be just Ron Cohen.
Oh.
That might be it. Protraband, his internet was cutting out. Probably because he's uploading a video while trying to stream at the same time.
That probably doesn't
And he's
help.
back. And he's back. Sorry about that, sir. But yeah, thank you very much for the 20 huge ass. That's not only a huge ass, but a huge support, sir. We appreciate it. Jail Gonis for 2 says the race to N Tower on r/sig before they can delete. Well, actually, let's see. Is this gone? Let's see if this is gone. It's
that meme is 100% gone.
Oh yeah, it's gone. All right, let's see. They're so what an entertaining subreddit. You know, the mod is literally sitting there just waiting to delete whatever pops up.
Yep.
I mean,
they did get the
Jenny is
Rumble
doing...
link there. But
They
it
tried
got
it?
deleted like almost. They apparently they got the Rumble link there, but it was deleted like almost immediately.
Try it again. Spam it. They're gonna ban that
like-
link though. Thank you for the 2 joke, honest.
I like to think that Ron Cohen's sitting there personally monitoring the Reddit.
Yeah, it's just Ron Cohen with stooped over the keyboard, like, oh, what are they posting about me? I'm gonna delete this now. Moonman for 5 says Tito Bear time. Richard, sorry, Chud. Sorry, Chud. The Moonman gets the Tito pair.
I will.
That's for 5.
Change it now. There you go, sir.
Rye Lucid for 2 says crazy. This model is on the Cali roster. Yeah, I mean, it is funny. I know that Reno May used to say, like, hey, if California could get it off the roster, they would. But I think it's just novel enough of an issue to where you can't always recreate it with every single model. You can just point out how it could possibly happen.
But
And we
now
have
that
evidence that it has happened. So
and
that's all I'm really concerned with.
the footage from the school resource officer. I think
Mm-hmm.
that should be enough to submit to the state to have them remove it. But, you know, what do I know? I'm not a lawyer or a Californian.
I don't know.
I
That's
still
a
have
tough
my
one.
soul.
I guess I would morally, would I advocate for the removal of one of the few handguns on the California roster?
1,000%.
But what
I
if it
think
was
they
their
should remove
only
it from the
option?
roster and then add a couple more high points.
No, I mean, if they replaced it with something else, then yes. But if they weren't going to replace it, I don't know. That's tough.
Like
Because,
maybe a Gen
like-
4 Glock because they already
Well, I
have
would
the
hope.
Gen 3 approved. I don't know how that is not approved.
California is weird, okay? It's just every time I hear about California nonsense, I just like roll my eyes back in my head. Now, saying that, I'm currently in Washington State and I'm talking to my brothers about what people can and can't buy here because it's a race to the bottom between Washington and California. I'm just like, what?
Oh, it's mega gay.
What? You have to do an online training course to buy a bolt action rifle? What? What?
Is it SDI?
Glad I left when I did. Yeah, hopefully not SDI. Let's see. Anything new pop up on the Reddit? He's trying. Oh my gosh. He just posted. I love it.
Yeah.
Stupid effing Siggers. Now, this is funny. I don't know if this is like a trying to get around it. Best online marketplace to sell a pistol, shipping to an FFL, of course. It would be funny if everybody started to be like, hey, where can we sell
Where
a
can I sell my
P320?
320?
Not that there's it's already gone. Not that there's anything
my
wrong
gosh.
with it. Not that there's
on
anything
top
wrong
of
with it. Oh my gosh, you suck. Come on, bros. Come
Is the
on.
360? Are they just scraping everything? Is the 365
I don't
post
know.
on now too?
I don't know if it's auto deleting. They're wild. I'm gonna leave that up on screen though because it's funny. Chud McGill for 5 says I was perma-banned from SIG after less than 30 seconds after posting my Reddit post. Also, this adds onto my crest for incredible gassy PFB. So I think he's up to 750. That sucks.
Change it
Thank you, Chud.
back.
Thank you, Chud, for the 5. We appreciate it. And thank you for your valiant attempt on the Sig Sauer Reddit. Your blood sacrifice will not be forgotten. Focus Trip's wife for 5, which that's got to be worth like $10 since it's my wife, right? I mean, look at her. Richard PFP says a black man playing a black man playing another black man. Robert Downey Jr. with the white fist emoji. That's actually funny with the white fist emoji. I'm a dude playing another dude. I don't read the script. Script reads me. Thank you for the 5. Appreciate it.
And when
He's already got it.
yeah, I'm on it. When asked, it was one of my favorite movies. And when asked if he would ever play the part again, he said if they ever made a sequel, he would be glad to play it.
Oh yeah. Never apologize for anything. Don't do it. Moonman for 5 says Richard Karn is the meme channel explaining best door practices. Richard Karn. Oh, is this like how to answer the door as a black person if a cop is there? Is it like, yeah. Don't show up with a knife. I think that's got to be like number 1. Thank you for the 5, Mr. Moonman. William Stevens for $1 says nothing, but I'm pretty sure people responded to him with a certain set of letters. Thank you very much, Mr. Stevens. Partisan 556 for $5 says boycott SIG. Even though there are some SIG products that I like, you can talk about the 226 or the SIG Optics division, which is kind of a different sect of the company. At this point in time, I don't see a reason to support SIG. I don't think there's a reason why SIG needs any of my money. There is nothing that they make that is exciting enough or unique enough for me to justify spending more money on at this current point in time. Thank you for the 5. Pinochet for 10 says humans have not changed in 3,000 years. If it's not shady copper merchants, it's faulty service pistols. Ron Cohen really decided to upstage the OG, Nasir. Listen, okay, it's just part of their culture of scamming and making money, bro. Okay, it's just how it goes sometimes. They perfected it. That contract was literally promised to them 3,000 years ago. But thank you, Mr. Pinochet, for 10. Takama for 2 says, I'm going to be that guy. Razorback mod on pistols. Yeah? Razorback mod? What are we talking about? Logan, is this a 2011 thing?
I'm not sure. Razorback mod.
Razorback? Like, are we talking about like a backstrap? Oh, the Glock backstraps. Let me check that out, actually. Razorback Glock pistol. I don't think I've ever tried this. From Risen Gunworks. So it's like a beveled out frame. Is that what I'm looking at? I mean, listen, if it's a retexturing of the Glock frame or recontouring of the frame to make it more comfortable for you, well, that's cool. I'm always down with people making the gun fit them, Thank you for the 2, Takamo. Huge Ass for 5 says they need to start putting. Oh my gosh. They need to start putting ridges on P320 Sears since someone keeps shaving them down. Coin clipping to Tiny Hat Boogaloo. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Huge Ass for the 5. Simultaneously supporting the channel and getting us demonetized. The Salty Schmuck for 10 says, guys, you're all missing the revolutionary design of the P320, the only pistol with a built-in Russian roulette feature. I mean, you could call it Russian roulette. You could call it a random timer. You could call it like a countdown or whatever it might be. Landmine, hand grenade. Very interesting features built into the 320.
Yeah, in Russian roulette, the trigger is pulled.
Ooh, that's a good point.
That is true.
Ryan Lucid for 2 says, racking my Glock to this right now, for real. Yeah, who up stroking they Glock? The Glock right now. I mean, of course, you should be dry firing right now. Israeli roulette? No. Bro, I just think it's Indian quality control roulette. I ain't betting my life to that. GetX Thumbs for 5 says, I sold a Siga I used to know, a pre-upgrade P320. Is that a crime? Bro, that might be a crime pretty soon. Track you down for selling a faulty 320. No, I have a pre-upgrade 320 at home that also does not pass the tap test. So you can tap the slide to get the sear to drop on a partial pull of the trigger, which is very fun. My P320 is very special. I'll probably hold on to it just because it's actually not worth anything to sell. Thank you for the 5, sir. Strap D LB style for 5. What am I looking at? Do I want to know? Is that?
I think it's just a guy on a surfboard.
Yeah, it's a guy on a surfboard with a. Yep, he's on a wave.
Okay. Ex Air Force over at Christian Warrior Channel says they carry one in the chamber, safety off on the M18. Why would you do that? Why would you ever carry safety off on a pistol that has a pistol?
It should not be an issue. I mean, for 90% of guns out there, right? Or 99.
Well, yeah, either way, it should not be an issue. Somehow it is. Thank you for the 5, good sir. Akai for 5 says, just made it in. Your canic was stupid heavy, but a nice shooter. Only one hard R was said yesterday, and it was by a Mexican. True. Yeah, I was out shooting with Josh and Spaz yesterday, so they both got to shoot my canic a little bit. Actually, no, I have that picture right here. This was down in the woods of Oregon yesterday. We were hanging out and doing some shooting, as they say. So thank you very much for shooting your home built DD Mark 18 was fun too. Very cool. Chud McGill for 2 says that was my end tower. fighting over whose end tower it was. Unbelievable. You guys can share end towers. Have you ever heard of that? What children? Strap DLB Styles a new member as well. Thank you very much, sir. Greatly appreciated. Who the heck is Ben? Is that the Ben that I think it is? No way. What Ben? Oh, no, that's a different Ben. Okay, I was like, how did he get on here? Strapped D LB Style for 5 says U.S. Air Force carry one in the chamber with some safety off on the M18. That's policy per Christian Warrior X USAF channel. Interesting. Yeah, again, I'd very much so like to see the full report when it comes out. I think that that will be very illuminating. Hey Ben, you don't have a gun in that holster, do you? Okay, just making sure before I add you to stage that I don't get instantly nuked by YouTube. How's your night going tonight, sir?
Fat fingering the mute button, I see. Kinda
Yeah,
like
I'm being a
Being on the
good.
mute button.
I'm being a good boy and keeping the mic muted.
So you wanted to talk about the holster. You say you have a way to get it to go off, huh?
Yeah, this is 100%, 1000% confirmed. All right, so Fireland holster. All right, this is totally what happened. Totally set the holster down. All right, hey boys, let's go grab the Big Macs. I got the truck keys. Boom, that's how it went off. 100%.
Yikes. That's
Confirmed.
No.
okay.
Confirmed.
Did Phil Strader teach you that technique, or was that Tim from Military Arms Challenge?
Not my first FTO. Let's go get some Big Macs.
Oh my gosh!
It's always the keys.
Oh, bro!
Oh my gosh.
They keep trying. They keep trying on this subreddit, which I find. Oh, wrong one. Wrong tab. Which is so funny. They keep trying, and I'm sure as soon as I click on this, it will be gone. But they keep trying over there on the SIG subreddit. But other than that, how's your night going, Ben?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Oh, fantastic.
Worked today. My Glock did not go off in my holster. I'm happy to report.
Of course. Well, you see, that's because it was a Glock, good sir.
This one? Ooh.
No, don't do it. Manufactured Steak for 5 says, all jokes aside, this shit is concerning for people who carry an M17/18 for duty. I hope Big Army does something to change this. I think that if something is going to change, then this incident will be the domino to do it. Because unfortunately, it resulted in the loss of someone's life. Very public, very sensitive area in which it happened. Huge payout for the family. This is the one that's going to result in real change. If I had to guess. I don't know how you get more serious in this unless a freaking service member or a Secret Service member had a P320 go off and shoot the president. I don't know how much more serious it would have to be.
Honestly, the only way it could have been worse is that SRO's gun going off and hitting a kid and killing a kid. Yeah, that's the only way it'd be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you won't have the 320 going off from a Secret Service agent because they don't carry them. It's kind of an interesting.
No, I know that,
there.
but I was just trying to say what's worse than killing a service member, like killing more people, killing a child, killing somebody quote unquote more important, right?
I don't know
how do we
Secret
escalate
Service
from
doesn't
here?
carry them because it's a totally viable platform.
A little too viable. Some would say it has an auto trigger. You know, it's thought linked, Neuralink trigger, not fully functional yet. Beta testing the Neuralink trigger. Moonman for 10 says, you know how this goes. Don't challenge me on the PFP, Richard. Tito, do it for her. Yeah, he wants the Tito pair. You're back to being a Tito pair, which is quite cute. I do like the Tito pair. I don't know the story behind it, and it might be very degenerate, but the Tito pair itself is quite cute. So get on that, Richard. Stealth for 5 says, open discussion is to Redditors derogatory. What sunlight is to vampires. True. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we click on this and it's gone. And it's gone. They're gonna take this. Dude, people are just watching it, bro. This is entertainment for these people. You have about 60 seconds to post something before it gets got. Thank you, Stealth for the 5. I appreciate it, sir.
There's nowhere else you could get away with that than Reddit and like privately owned Reddit servers. I mean, a government agency doing that, wiping it, would be wild.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the thing, though. It is a private business, so they can remove whatever they want. Geneva's suggestion for 5, which is great, says, I posted the link to Rumble and was banned in under a minute. Gentlemen, do not let up. 1 minute, 60 seconds till were you perma-banned, or did it just get removed? Because I imagine that their bros don't like me over there. Somebody just comment over there, just one thing. Just if you guys can comment this one thing for me, it's not harassment. It is simply Protraband was right. Just that one thing. Just post that. Nothing else. Don't even mention the 320. Just say Protraband was right. That's it. Somebody post that, please.
Got to give them shouts. I mean, look, guys, when everybody's coming after you, this is a good lesson. Sometimes you got to stand up. It's not always popular, but you can do the right thing. Might pay off. Although in this case, it didn't pay off because nobody listened, but maybe it will now.
Yeah. It didn't pay off fast enough. Chud McGill for 10 says, this is insane. I can't believe this is actually still a problem. People defending SIG are worse than the pavement apes. It must have sub 70 IQ. Another 10 for Gassy. Nothing ever happens. N. Thank you, Chud, for the 10. We appreciate it, good sir. I mean, something did happen, and it's a very sad something happened. I do not enjoy that.
I do not enjoy the gas either, but I guess I gotta do it.
What did you want me to pull up on here, Protraband? I saw you drop this Wikipedia link in the.
Well, I just thought this was interesting. According to my sources, the 320 is not issued to our greatest ally over in the IDF. They issue Glock 17 and 19s.
I wonder why.
IDF sidearm. Let's see. What does Google pull up when I click IDF sidearm? Currently, tanks.
I'm surprised they do that, not like one of the Masadas or Jerichos or whatever.
I thought they did. I thought that was the.
They have the Jericho on there.
Yeah, the Jericho 941, 17, 19. They do have this P226 on there, though. Let me pull this up. So yeah, for small arms, they have whatever the P11 is, the
underwater pistol,
whatever.
I'm sure that gets
Beretta 7.62 by 36. All right,
it's for killing terrorists, John.
Yeah, all right. Why did that terrorist look like an 8-year-old child? Beretta M1851, P226, high power, Glock 19, Glock 17, and a Jericho 941. Yeah. No 320 though. Shocking omission from the list, if I do say so myself. Quite surprised. Big surprise! Oh, dude, thank you. It's there. We got it. Thank you, Brant. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. Protraband.
No good bulletproof holsters.
The internet never loses.
Great.
Thank you very much for that. Let me click on this. Is it gone yet? Nope. SI, dude. You guys are doing S powers. It's JL Ganas who's in this chat right now too. Spreading towers of love all over the internet. It's gone. Damn, they got you already, bro. Protraband was right. Yoink.
I appreciate the effort, though, guys. Crazy.
Yeah. Is this one
I
still
think they're
here? Is it
just
gone?
auto.
Nope, they
I
got that one too, bro, dude. Proter ban,
Imagine
Procher
how much
ban.
energy is being spent on policing this subreddit right now. We could
Oh my
mine so
gosh.
much Bitcoin.
Yeah,
It's gotta
dude.
be.
Well, you
It's
say
gotta be a
that, but
bot.
the amount of brain power that they're actually putting into this, since it's Redditors, is like it's not enough to power a cell phone, bro.
It has to be a bot doing this, right? Because they're deleting everything.
No, because I mean, I don't know if it's actually a bot. I find it much funnier to believe that some overweight, mouth-breathing retard that just
Six
hasn't
greatest
showered in
defenders
days,
on here deleting
who
close to
also,
2 bong rips.
yeah, who also happens to live,
$10 company alone.
who also happens to be living in India or Bangladesh, is actually moderating the subreddit. That's what I
Oh,
choose to believe.
the guy who's stamping the Sears is also moderating the subreddit.
it's on his second monitor. He's Moonman for $20 says no. It's literally
Yeah, I
Richard
seen it.
Karn explaining wooden doors. Pull it up. Totally safe for YouTube. Ooh. Also, Richard, ignore Chud and keep it Tito.
I will.
Yeah,
change
thank
it
you
back
for the
to that.
20. I will have to mark down that documentary for a later point in time. I appreciate it, Mr. Moonman. Thank you.
You remember Home Improvement, Tim the Toolman Taylor, and his co-host, Richard? No, before your time.
No, yeah, I didn't watch it very much.
Okay, well, it's
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's actually him recommending steel doors. It's funny.
They're flooding it now. See, but they're not deleting everything, Richard, because 20 minutes ago, this guy said best online marketplace to sell a pistol, shipping to FFL, of course. So they're leaving some things up. So they are manually taking down this stuff.
Wild.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen, for entertaining us on this subreddit. We appreciate it. Strap D LB Style becomes a new member. Awesome, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for hanging out, good sir. Malcolm J. Warner for 5 says, anyone know where I can get one of those life ring thingies around here? Not sure, but for some reason I don't trust my drinks around you. Something about the face. It's because he's black. Misfire Messiah for 5 says, I'm not convinced SIG defenders exist, just people who have money and are emotionally invested in their purchase. Or PSA defenders who don't have money but are emotionally invested in their purchase. So, yeah, I mean, SIG defenders are just upscaled PSA defenders, aren't they?
Well,
Slightly
if you want to
more
know,
upscaled.
the only time that my local FFL will even process in a 320 now is when somebody buys it on PSA and doesn't tell them they're getting it shipped to the FFL. I seen one the other day. I was like, why are you guys even handling it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Sorry, guys.
You guys are wild.
Oh, nice,
that's great.
Nice. This is good. Removing
Delete
posts
this
trying
if
to
you
create
disagree. Yes.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna screenshot this real fast. Let me make it a little smaller so I can see the full thing.
We are in the best timeline, folks.
Don't mind me, gentlemen. Again, this might be my last YouTube stream of all time, so I'm making it count. Let's screenshot that. Perfect. That's going in my stick folder.
Yes.
Gotta love it. With that, boys, I gotta go feed the baby and go to bed. I got work tomorrow. Peace out, boys.
All right, peace out. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Doobie. I mean, that's amazing. How it feels to be called Sigger IRL. Misfire Messiah for 5. Oh wait, no, we just read that one. Thank you again for the 5, sir. Strapped DLB style for 5 says USAF carry the M18 in condition 0. Also sets the damn gun pointing at himself in this condition on the table. So yeah, I'm not saying that this guy might have violated a procedure. It still should not have resulted in him dying, regardless of what he may or may not have done wrong. The gun should still not have gone off. That's the point. I should be able to set any handgun in the universe loaded, whether in a holster or not, on a table and it not go off. That's my take.
True. Correct.
But thank you for the 5, sir. Ridiculous for 2 says a surprise mechanic. Yes. A surprise mechanic. That's what they used to call loot boxes in the EU. To say that they weren't gambling was to call them a surprise mechanic. It's not gambling, sir, Your Honor. It's a surprise mechanic. Thank you for that. Surprise mechanic is also the argument that Bill Cosby tried to use. Didn't work out so well. Thank you for the 2, though. Folks, Chip's wife for 5 says Spaz will be in my nightmares. Take him off the screen. I mean, the worst. It's not too terrible. We had a good time, even though I had to drive like out into the woods. It was really sketchy. It was out there forever. Gosh, thank you for the 5, Mrs. Mrs. Tripp. I just want to take some pictures. He did take a funnier picture somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'm mogged by everyone in existence. He's quite a bit taller than I am. I think he's like 6'2", and I'm like 5'7". So the photo of him looking down at me is quite funny. But I can't find it right now, and I'm not worried about it. There's more entertaining things to look at. Thank you for that. Todd Docs for 2 says, "Hey Richard, make some black noise, please." Richard will be right on that. Richard?
I did. Oh, I'll hit it again.
Oh, there it is. I didn't hear it the first time. I don't know.
Oh, I was quick with it.
You want me to refresh again? Is there something better? Goodbye, Doobie. Oh.
No, it's still there.
Okay.
Or is he just reposting it?
I think he's reposting it.
Patriots are in control.
Rest in peace to the airman. Mod should be ashamed. Very true. What are the comments on this? Removed? What? Are you kidding me? Wow. Why? All right, we're over 2 hours in. I can say that the mods of this subreddit are massive faggots. Gringo for 10 says, I have yet to see gate guards with M17s or M18s sporting optics, lights, 21-round magazines, or different size grip modules. The modular requirements skewed the result to SIG. I mean, the idea of needing a modular handgun in the 21st century where your methodology involves firing and calling for fire and drone warfare and JTACs, like having a modular handgun is so far down the line of interesting things that you would need.
John, per my sources related to this, the Air Force did not get any holsters from Safariland that were light-bearing holsters. So it's not, I know there was an issue with a Safariland holster and they claimed it was a light-bearing holster that made the SIG go off because there was room in the holster, didn't cover the trigger guard. But based on acquisition and stuff from the Air Force, they do not have any light-bearing holsters.
No,
so they can't even
holsters.
use that excuse.
This is
beautiful.
From my correspondent who did some research.
Interesting. Can you send that my way when you get a chance? If you can get that in writing, that would be interesting.
I'm going to try and get that sent to you real quick.
Okay, because if I can get that in writing, that'd be awesome. Paul Harrell for 2 from the grave with sage advice. Rest in peace to you, good sir. Says switch to Glock. If only they had listened to Paul Harrell. Thank you for the 2, sir. I appreciate it. Huge ass for 10 says, Oy vey goy, those government contracts were promised 3,000 years ago. Yeah, it's just one of those things, bro. You need them. Without the contract, how are they going to turn as a strip mall? Come on.
Yeah, you're going all raw body, so you might have to kill the camera for a few minutes, unless we can buy you some more internet.
No, tomorrow I'll be at a different location, so my internet should be better. Huge ass. So I don't know when I went raw body, but listen, without those contracts, I don't know how they'd be able to turn Gaza into a strip mall. So they need those contracts. Okay.
Hey yo.
Glock Block 69 for 5 says California pushing for 320 as the only handgun on the roster because we're too scared to own one. Ooh, maybe that's the long plan. You allow people to own handguns, but only the ones that are self-eliminating. Big brain move. Big brain authoritarian California move right there. Thank you for that. Thank you for the 5. Manufactured steak for 2 says Siggers be siggin'. They do be known to go off, without much input, so there's that. Sheezer 44 for 5 says hostile Siga takeover. This total TSD, total Siga death. Thank you for that. Focus Trip's wife for 5 says, guys, stop super chatting. If I can't be number 1 on the leaderboard, how can I be number 1 in Focus's heart? You don't need to do anything to be number 1 in my heart, Anna. Appreciate it, ma'am.
Does your wife call you Focus Trip?
What's the good word for this? She focus on my trip till I super chat or something like that.
Oh no.
Thank you, Mrs. Tripp. We appreciate it. It's fun. We're on vacation now, so I don't even have a basement to lock her in.
You're
Which
actually
is
in the
with
basement.
you.
Bro, I am actually in the basement. That's funny. Damn. How the turntables are on the other foot. Misfire
Uno
Messiah for
reverse
2
card
says,
activate.
I'm now banned from the SIG and P320 Reddit. Many bans were made today on the Reddit. Many of you died, but not for nothing.
It was a worthy
they
sacrifice.
took off everything. They even took out the other one that was there. Honestly, they should just lock. If they're going to be this big of faggots, they should just lock the Reddit. Just lock it.
Oh, John, I found the picture you were talking about. It's in chat. I forwarded it so it's recent now.
You forwarded it.
Do
I have
the same
enough?
chat? I pinged you in there, so
It's in Discord, I
it's
think.
just reposted to the same channel.
Yeah, so actually, I just got a message from somebody at Warren Air Force Base that says that they do, in fact, not have light-bearing holsters, and none of them have optics. Very
Confirmed.
interesting.
So there goes that excuse. Wonder what they'll come up with next.
Wow.
Actually has to do with the shifting of the magnetic poles of the Earth this time of the year.
Wait, you didn't actually want me
Hold the
to...
trigger just right.
I'm not pulling up this door during stream, guys. It's like, I get it, guys. All right, I get it. Or this picture. No, I thought you were talking about the other one. Yeah. Computer, don't die on me, please. Please. It's trying. It's doing its best. It's doing its darndest. Okay. Sega Trigger for 2 says, gonna sell my SIG, broken heart. Also, how become member? You click a button and I think it says like join. I think it's the join button underneath the video page, although I'm not really sure. Although speaking of new members, thank you for the 2, sir. Coffeeholic becomes a YouTube member. So, I mean, he figured it out and he's a coffeeholic. So surely a man of your stature should be able to figure it out as well. Yeah, they're going ham on that. I think we'll leave you guys to look at something a little bit more pleasant, a little bit less startling. The greatest marketing move of all time, simply not shooting airmen. Moonman for 5 says, post that screenshot in the Discord and then learn who Al from Home Improvement is, you heathen Zoomer. I'm not a Zoomer. I am the last year of millennial, 95, good sir. Get it right. But no, I know what the show is, but I just haven't seen it. I was something that I was actually funny. My older brothers and sisters would watch it, and I was a kid, and I was like, oh, this isn't interesting. I'm gonna go do something else, like play with Legos or something. But thank you for the 5, appreciate it. Moski 1088 for 2 says, is this worth boycotting SIG as a company? As I said earlier, I don't think they make anything exciting enough to rush out to purchase. And I don't know how much I want to give them my money, So as for me, I'll just keep with a gay CZ, I guess, rather than a 226. But thank you, Moski. Manufactured Steak for 5 says, could it be SIG mods are watching the stream? Well, considering that we were, That's good. That's good. I
I don't
like
think
that.
they have to watch the stream to put two and two together on
They're
those
figuring
posts.
it out.
They're noticing, you could say.
If a SIG goes off in the woods and no one is there to hear it, does it end today? That's good. Thank you, Disc Guy over here. That's good. I appreciate it. It's very possible that they're at least aware of the stream, considering people were posting links of it over there. Strapped DLB style for 10 says, agreed, loaded guns should not just go off, but over 140,000 M18s being carried by the United States Air Force. Why are we not seeing at least 50 airmen shot in the leg? This stuff just doesn't add up on either side.
That
Oh,
is
boy.
cope. But okay.
Well, so the problem is that it does happen, though. Whether the amount is very low, I think we've all admitted that. We know that it's very low because there are so many of them out there. However, it doesn't happen with Glocks. It doesn't happen with MNPs.
But it is
So-
higher than people think. Like
Well,
if you look
yeah,
at like
the-
with
But
the
the rate is irrelevant. The
yeah,
fact is that it happened and it killed somebody.
yeah. I remember
And
the
yeah,
Yeah, the
document.
number
It was
may be low. The
I
number
can't
may be
remember if it
low,
was
but it is
ICE
still greater
or
than 0.
I can't remember if it was ICE or Border Patrol, but they published a graph that showed number of accidental discharges with different firearms, and the SIG was over double of everything else that they had, which I can't remember what all they had. And I know they had some kind of Glock in there.
That was DHSI. Since they had ARs and tasers as well.
Yeah, so it happens a lot. It doesn't always injure somebody, and it up until this point, I don't think it's killed anybody in the federal government or the military. So I think that's why it's such a shock
Right,
to
yeah, and,
everybody. But
Protraman's done a good breakdown of this. Is that there have been a lot more injuries. It's just that they don't all get reported or national coverage like this is going to get.
Yeah, and there have been Air Force incidents specifically too. A New Hampshire reporter had to FOIA to get those to even learn about them. So
Yep.
they're not going to rush out and tell you when there's an accident like this, usually.
Yeah, if a government can cover it up, it will cover it up. But thank you for the 10. And I get that people understand that percentage is so low, and people just want to know, they want to get to the bottom of it, right? So, and I think that's what we want. Everybody wants to get to the bottom of it. Everybody wants real answers. Everybody wants real accountability. And it's that search that we're going to have to continue on until somebody actually gets the subjective answers. Thank you for that. For the 10, sir. Focus Trip's wife again says, Focus can't be in the same basement as me, so I've upgraded to a cage with a hamster wheel. Yeah, actually, pro tip. Yeah, hamster wheel's fantastic for keeping your wife physically fit. Appreciate it, Anna. But you're not supposed to let people know. I'm pretty sure that's a hate crime. Huge Ass for 5 said,
in the wheel? Is that? Oh.
Focus, check out the image I posted in the Discord from Reddit. Did somebody tag me in it? Which one?
I believe it's in the SIG Sour channel.
Okay, I will find that.
A poster has made it through with a YouTube Shorts post on the SIG subreddit.
Let me see if I can find it. There's so many. Oh my gosh. I can't show that on stream because that's the real N-word. not Sigger. It's the other one, sir. You posted both for a double whammy, Mr. Ass. No, I see it, good sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate your callous sense of humor, you heathen. You're harassing those poor Sigger mods. Nope, it's gone again. Gosh dang it. Sad. Puddle of Chud for 2 says, Gaston Glock whispers sweet nothings in my ear. Yeah, again, Glock just simply has to sit there on the desk and not go off, and it's doing better than SIG. So, thank you for the 2, Mr. Puddle of Chud. Absolute mood man for
way above. Did you guys ever see his wife?
No, yeah. Of course. When you listen, when you're in the semen business and you make a lot of money, I think you just have a hot wife, right? That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Moonman for 5 says, and you could watch that clip and see who he is. Curious. Maybe we'll watch it at the very end, just before we get shut down permanently by YouTube. Thank you for that, sir. Shit Ass Tactical, which is a fantastic name, dude. Shit Ass Tactical. What am I looking at?
A bike
I
helmet
don't know.
that has a couple of what
Is that a
looks
filter
like
or a turbo on
infrared.
the front of his face?
It looks like a couple of infrared cameras slapped on the front of a bike helmet.
1995 question mark? That's unk status. Dude, I know I'm turning 30. I had people call me old the other day and I was like, oh damn. I'm just gonna, you know what? Maybe a P320 ain't looking so bad. I'll just carry it, and if something happens, well, it's just my time to go. I'm aging out of this YouTube game. Mitzvot for 2 says Siggy Siggy Bang Bang. A timeless classic, Siggy Siggy Bang Bang. Appreciate it, sir. Son of Mandalore for 5 says, if only Siggers could choose handguns based on mouthfeel. Yeah, I mean, that's why the XDM sold so well. Much grip in the lip.
Grip
Appreciate
zone.
that, Mandalore. Dr. Fuzzy for 2 says they should make a P320 that doesn't whisper to me. Yeah, they should make a gun that doesn't come with the voices in the head. That's
That
true.
would be nice.
Yeah.
It already
Although, to
has
be
a mind
fair,
of its
Logan
own.
couldn't imagine those voices speaking to him.
No.
It was
Yeah,
they would
I'm
just
glad
be
somebody
a
said it.
disembodied voice. Let's see here. Apparently, there's a video I have to watch. Which one is it? Okay. Well, it's only 30 seconds long. This can't get me permabanned, right? Surely this can't get me permabanned.
You recognize him now, correct?
No, I do not.
Oh.
I don't know. Should I know this guy?
Yes, that was Tim's partner on on Tool Time.
No, I don't know, bro. I don't know these
Oh,
things.
he died.
You call me an unk, but I don't have unk status. Ah.
I thought Umi was dead.
I'm gonna definitely pull your unk card.
I guess Ross Williams says my pillow did? What?
No.
It kind of looks like that guy.
Chatelet, how you doing, buddy? This is Richard Karn. Well, congratulations. I hear you got a pretty big building project going on, and, just between you and me, I'm thinking you should upgrade to the steel doors because I'm telling you, the wooden doors, they aren't going to get it done. So trust your instincts. You know what to do. And congratulations, An old friend asked me to congratulate you, and I thought it was a wise thing to do. So take care. Let's hope that this building lasts for centuries. You take care.
All right.
Incredibly based.
That's stream appropriate. I mean, he's just congratulating his friend on a building with higher quality doors. I mean, who wouldn't wish higher quality doors upon their friends? The neighbor. I don't know Al. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
but,
no, that's not Al. That's not the neighbor.
Tim? I don't know.
That's his friend.
Al was the neighbor and friend.
Is she gripping on my zone till I XDM?
So just search. So the actor is Richard Karn. He played the character Al Borland.
Yeah, Al
I'm getting
Borland.
Mixed things. Yeah, Al Borland, who is the co-host on the show within the show.
Yeah, it was a show about a show, and it was great.
Wilson is a neighbor, not Al. Yeah, you guys are arguing about the show. I've never seen it, bro, but I'll let you go for it, dude.
Yeah, it was Wilson. Al was the yeah, he's right. I am retarded.
Huge ass for $20. Damn, huge ass. You are on an absolute roll. We are gonna have to time you out for super chats, good sir. Huge ass for 20 says grip zone is greater than the P320. Listen, okay, I will take an XDM over a 320. It's true. Bring me an XDM. Bring it to me. I require it. Thank you for that.
XDM isn't going to possibly remove your lineage.
Testicular torsion!
Thank you for that. Chuck for two says $300 police trade in 17s looking super good, dude. Yeah, I picked up the 320 used for $300, so they're gonna get even cheaper though, bro. 250 is looking like a good.
You, yeah. Why would you ever buy a police trade in P320 when you can just get a police trade in Glock for literally nothing?
Yeah, I mean, it's this a police trade in Glock is the same price as a Ruger, without being gay. I said what I said. Moonman for two says issuing chargebacks on my super chats. You zoomer, damn it! Not again, bro. I'm getting wrecked on these super.
Damn.
All right, but before we get out of here, I mean, this is the last thing that a SIGA ever hears.
Could the world's greatest guy could do this? And this, and this, and this, and this, and this.
Ouch. That hurt my ears.
Oh. So, one more thing before we go. I did have to pull my 9-volt out of my smoke detector the other day because it died in my safe. I couldn't get into my safe, so I pulled the 9-volt out of my smoke detector and put it in there. And when I put it back in, it chirped.
Classic.
Had to do it.
All right, Jake, what do you got coming up, good sir?
Basically nothing. Just happy to be here. Circumstances are pretty sad. I'm really hopeful that things will change. And yeah, Christ is Lord.
Very base. Thank you, sir. Logan, what do you got coming up, good sir?
Just more training, reworking my grip a little bit. So just more training coming up. Got classifier match coming up the week after, and then the weeks after that will be level 2 over in Billings, and the week after that, Idaho State.
Are we talking about a what do you call it? A super classifier match?
Yeah, it'll just be all classifiers.
Sick. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Are you are we taking bets on if you make GM or not?
I wouldn't bet on that, but I mean it is possible that that could happen. I
think somebody's going to hit GM by September.
Whoever does it first has to change their name to Grandmaster.
Grand Wizard.
Ooh.
Grand
heck
Wizard.
yeah, Chud McGill. Heck yeah. Look forward to seeing you at the Billings level 2 match. Come say hi to me. Let me see what squad I'm on.
Yeah. Go check them out. It's fun. Go watch these people shoot because it's funny to watch them shoot. Not because they're bad, but because they're very good.
Logan makes funny
let's see. Yeah, so Chud McGill, I'll be shooting Saturday squad 201.
Saturday in Billings sounds like a good time. Speaking of deported, Huge Ass for $4.99 says pit bulls are violent because the constant chirping drives them mad. It's like Chinese water torture, but for dogs. Brutal. Thank you, Mr. Ass. We appreciate it, good sir. Richard, what do you got coming up?
Well, I have clips that come out just about every day now. For anybody who's in chat who isn't aware, I run the second channel, Out of Focus Clips. Take the streams, cut them up into more manageable pieces for consuming. So if you guys would subscribe, it really helps us out.
Heck yeah. Appreciate it, man. Protraban, what do you got going on, sir?
Well, Christ is King. We'll say it louder for the people in the back. No, thank you. I just transferred my replacement for my P365. Transferred to me today, so we'll do a video on that coming soon.
Wait, why would you
never
replace
kill yourself?
a SIG product?
Just a few reasons. But guys, we're living through a legendary crash out, so we all get to witness it in real time. Never let these people get you to doubt your instincts. Remember, your voice has a lot of power. And like I said, Christ is King. So yeah, we'll hang around and see what happens.
Amen.
Very based. We appreciate it, good sir. And I just dropped his YouTube channel link in the chat. It is pinned in chat. Click on it because I guarantee you, for everybody that's left here right now, all 700 of you, that you want to see his next video. I am astral projecting myself into your brain right now, telling you to click the link, subscribe to his channel, and hit the like button on his next video. Okay? If we all do that enough times, that will somehow magically take down the SIG empire once and for all. But with all of that out of the way,
Oh no!
No, he's gone.
No. I'm back.
Nope.
Oh,
Hello?
sorry, this is
As
funny.
he's trying to close out.
Trying to
Right
close
as
Hello?
out,
he's trying to close
guys.
out. Hey,
Wait,
I
am
think
I
he's back.
still gone? Am I
Yeah,
still
you-
gone?
6 got to him, boys.
Ah, damn. I was gonna say Huge Ass says they changed the Reddit to request to post. So I was, yeah, so now you
That's
can't
funny.
even no more free posting on that Reddit. We sigged a little too close to the sun or something like too close to our groin or something like that. But yeah, so I got videos coming out this week, more and more stuff. I still have like 5 more edited videos to make and get out to you before I leave this beautiful state of Washington. Too bad the politics here aren't beautiful, but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. Prayers out to the family of the airman that is unfortunately involved in this incident. Am I gone again?
No, we got a couple
Nope,
more.
you're here.
We had.
Oh,
looks like we got
damn.
more super chats.
You can't even leave me alone. Coffeeholic for 2 says the 19X USW for the next service pistol. I mean, sure, anything. Give me an M&P 2.0, anything. I don't care. Just
Make
not a
Bones
3.
happy. Ruger RXM.
Yeah, RXM. It's funny. It's competing in price because those are dirt cheap. The Moski 1080 2 says there's a Ruger RXM issues. This worth boycott of SIG. I don't know of any issues of the Ruger RXM other than Ruger Riders are like the most, they're right behind SIGers in terms of like annoying online. So we'll see how that goes. But no, I mean, as far as boycotting SIG, if you don't need a product from SIG, why would you buy one? Like, I don't know if you want to support a company like that.
And
whether you want to call that an official boycott or not, it's whatever. As Mercenary says, anything greater than a P320. Please.
We had one more on Rumble. I'll read it off if you want.
Yeah, go for
it. Piana320 username for $1 says Sega mods on Reddit did not appreciate it when I R. Kelly'd my M17.
Oh, that's funny. Just know that it deserved it. But yeah, I want to thank you guys once again for being so supportive of the channel, of the content. Get the word out there. Subscribe to Band. That sounded wrong in context. But yeah. And yeah, prayers out to the family of the airmen, the family involved. Absolute horrifying that this had to happen to somebody before Big Army would actually do something that it should have done years ago, probably. But with all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. Christ is King.